What's up, guys? It's Hector from Pasa con la Masa podcast. We have an amazing guest, a tale of two cities or more because of how much he travels. But before we get started with my real good friend, Jesse Garcia,
What's
you
going
feel,
on,
bro?
guys? Liboy
How you
Savage.
feeling today, bro?
You're gonna put me on blast. Huh?
No, man. How you feeling? It's
right.
Sunday, bro.
Let's just get out there because it's gonna come out in the episode. I already know. We were supposed to record an hour ago, so I went home. I was chilling. I got off of work, and I was hanging out with my kids, watching TV, and I passed out, bro. I woke up, looked at the time. It was hour past, and I had missed calls and messages. Where the fuck you at? Blah, blah, blah.
No. I didn't cuss at you. But I just want to remind you, welcome to the old man age. 'Cause that's what happens. You sit on the couch and it's over, bro.
Dude, I was in the dead sleep, and I want to apologize again, Jesse. Well, I apologize on air. I can't apologize enough because we're glad to have you on, and we've been looking forward to this conversation. So,
Yes,
again, I am sorry, guys, man.
We're
Sorry,
good.
all right?
We're good. I promise.
right.
No more. But the official, unofficial weatherman, meteorologist of the podcast, Jesse Garcia. Let our people, viewers, know exactly who you are.
Man, I'm really excited to be here. First of all, congratulations to you guys. I hear you're coming up on a year
Yes.
of doing the podcast, and that's amazing. It's great to have a group of guys who has a kind of pulse on what's going on on our side of town, and a lot of other things that you guys do in our culture and whatnot. But yeah, my name's Jesse Garcia, fellow South San Bobcat, class of 1991, and spent about 27 years in public ed, and now I work in the ed tech world. More importantly, a lifelong Southsider, I think, is probably my biggest claim to fame.
That's your badge of honor.
Oh, heck yeah.
I've been a Southsider too, lifelong Southsider.
Lifelong.
If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Exactly. That's Southside.
It was just hard getting here. I had to leave the South Side, so I was like, man, this is far. It's far from me.
It's a brand new world.
Hey, my truck kept giving me directions to go back home. I was like, hey,
Like,
bro,
where are you going? Abort.
Vete pa la casa.
Estás perdido. Regrésate.
Yeah, man, yeah. But that was wonderful. I'm excited to be here. Those of you guys listening to the podcast, those of you guys who follow, it's refreshing to get a chance to just get up here and talk guy stuff. What's going on. I mean, I'm excited, and whatever we're going to talk about, I'm sure it's going to be good.
Yeah, the good thing is that we're not scripted, so I think it makes it that much better. It's just like we're just getting together and just shooting the shit. And it's more emotional, more raw than anything else. But we touch on a wide variety of topics. I know we had this discussion prior. We want to touch on mental health, men's mental health especially. And that was basically the gist of the podcast when we started. We wanted to make it to where we make it comfortable or okay to talk about stuff that normally men don't discuss. And plus, a lot of times you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear your boy going through anything, but it's better that you unload or reveal to your friend, your best friend, than to keep it in. Because I think we're wired that way.
Yeah, and I like the way you're starting off the podcast with the heavy stuff up front. We're like a Disney movie right now. We're putting the tragedy right up front.
Hold on. Hey, if y'all think Toy Story was the movie, wait till this one.
We'll get the best tacos in San Antonio.
We'll get to it at the end.
But you're absolutely right. Because I put a lot of my life out there on social media, a lot of folks feel comfortable sharing with you some of the things that they go through. And I mean, we all have our struggles. I have mine too. My brother has his, and it's tough for guys to talk about stuff that is just not comfortable, and it's not built into our culture. We don't. I tell everybody it's okay to be perfectly imperfect. Yeah. There is nothing wrong with not having it right all the time. And, you've got to live in those places sometimes. And I share it with my kids. I tell my kids, hey, look, your dad struggles too. You guys have your issues. Dad's got it, some things he's got to work through, but it's okay. We don't have to have the answers all the time. And I feel, especially in Latino culture, like as men, we're supposed to be, head of the household and do all these things and be all the things, right? It's not easy. We were talking about this earlier, right? There's no playbook to being a father, right? Yeah. James said he was lying down next to one of his babies, right? And he fell asleep, right? Yeah. Like, isn't that the best feeling in the world when
it
your
was
kids
nice.
are there, right?
He was sick. They're running a fever, so he's kind of warm too, a little toasty. So got real cozy and knocked out. But yeah, it's a good feeling lay next to him, dude.
Great.
Especially when they're babies, dude, and they come and lay on you, dude, and give you that big hug. Oh man, that's the best.
My 15-year-old son comes into my room and he just lies down on top. He's 6 foot. Comes in and just lies.
You got a big old monster laying on you.
Sasquatch. And he comes in and it's just the greatest feeling. And I tie that to mental health because sometimes he doesn't know that I need that hug probably more than he does. Right?
Well, I think when they get older too, it means a little bit more because it's not expected and they don't give those hugs freely. You know what I mean? When they're older, dude.
What's up, guys? It's Hector from Pasa con la Masa podcast. Just want to give a quick shout out and acknowledgement to all of our proud sponsors. Not in any particular order. Anthony Patterson over at Ron Hoover RV Boat and Accessories in Odessa. Ron Hoover, Odessa. As for Anthony Patterson or Leo Correa, they will take care of you guys. Also, Eddie's Taco House, Priscilla, Cassandra, and Hector, thank you so much for your unwavering support and believing in our project here at the podcast. Also, we want to thank Joe Gage and the gang over in Laredo at Laredo Ranch Heights. Thank you so much for your support, as well as PDQ Tax Services. As for Caitlin, she will take care of you. Tell her that we sent you over here from the podcast. Also, thank you, Chef Andy at Mi Frijoles. Anybody looking for any type of catering services, just look up on any of the socials. Also, go to our webpage. We have everyone listed there as well. Last but not least, Hunter's Corner, Coach Durbin, thank you so much for your support. Be sure to stop and visit Coach Durbin and Hunter's Corner on the south side off of Quintana Road. Also, Bar 321, Brian and Nicole Garcia, thank you so much for your support. They're off of Main Street, guys. Wonderful bar, great atmosphere, and the place to be to watch any Spurs game. Go Spurs, go. Back to the episode. Thanks for watching.
I was on the road one day, and I got home from being on the road, and then I was telling these guys I jumped on a bunch of planes in January, and got home, and my kids had gone to our house, and they barbecued for me, and so I got to come home straight from the airport, and the kids had barbecued and made food and everything. I mean, it was just great to see them all in the house because 2 of my kids don't live at home anymore. And I went to my room and cried. I mean, it was one of those things where it just caught me by surprise, and you don't always know how to manage that. Like, am I crying because I'm happy? Am I sad? Did I just see a novela that ended bad? ¿Qué pasó?
They broke you, bro, with the barbecue. Didn't take much.
It didn't take much.
Didn't take much.
I think that's the best part about us now, like first generation growing up, because I don't think there was as much education and there's not enough information out there to us now, because all of us have smartphones. Some of us have Androids. But you're easy.
Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm not picking on anybody. Trust me, bro. Nothing against you. If the shoe fits, I'm sorry. Put it on. Lace that motherfucker up and run. But what I'm getting at is our parents and grandparents, they didn't have that education. They didn't have that first point of view where it's happening in real time. You're like, man, if dad was here, this is how he'd react. But it's my kid. This is how I'm going to react. And you want to push that on them. Not push it, but you want them to learn as well, because you don't want to be a helicopter parent. You want to be like, okay, you're on your way. But along the way, I'll be there. You know what I mean? And I think us growing up, our dads were more like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
It is what it is.
I think we could all count on our hands how many times our dads told us they loved us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, if my dad didn't have a drink in his hand, he probably wasn't going to tell you he loved you.
For real,
Mine was like,
"Mijo, I love you." I was like, 5. There it is.
No, mine would be like, I'd love for you to go give me some more beer.
You're 21? Good.
Yeah. It's like, okay, go buy it, orderly, and you pay for it. I'm going to give you no more.
And we know what we see, right? And so I saw the way my dad was the typical breadwinner on the South Side, right? He was a mailman, went to work, came home, didn't parent. There was no throwing the football in the street. Let's watch a movie together. No. Dad went to work, came home, he did his job, and then he turned it over to my mom and said, hey, go, your turn, right? And I think a lot of us grew up in those households, and was it right, was it wrong culturally? I mean, you don't see a lot of that anymore because both folks have got to work because everything's so damn expensive, right? But it's just what we see, and then you take part of what you see, and then you craft yourself into what you would like it to be. So I'm involved in my kids' lives a lot. Like, I want to know what's going on. I take interest in not just what they're doing, but what they like and all those things. And, I know you guys, we all, lose some of our days when you jump on TikTok, right? You see these kids and how different they are from us, right? And so it's a whole different kind of parenting that we have to do to these kids. It's hard, man.
Yeah, it is.
I think we're quick to point out when parents are doing it wrong.
Right.
Because we'll be like, she.
You get to point at someone and say, that dude's a horrible parent. He's worse than I am. Yeah. I'm doing a good job. I'm a good parent.
No, I'll bring come here. See that?
That's how not to do it.
Call your kid over and look at that. Could have been your dad right there, bro. That
I'm like, look, dog.
My kid saw a kid throw a tantrum at the HB once when he was young, and he was like, he was watching it like he was watching a película, like he's just looking at it.
Like Jurassic Park.
Yes, he was just like, oh my God. And so, on the drive home, he was like, Dad, why was that kid doing that? And I was like, some kids do that. He's like, did I ever do that? I was like, no. And there's a
didn't get a
reason for
chance.
that.
You didn't get a chance to.
I was a little old school too, so you were not going to do that.
Shit,
right?
we would have got our ass beat in the store, in the damn store.
Exactly.
Dude.
Oh yeah, back then there was no CPS and I'm gonna report you or people recording you. There was people like, here, you can have my belt. Yours is wearing off.
My mom was classy. My mom would grab that long hair right here, right under the armpit.
That was a church one.
And she would just pinch and turn it just a little bit. I mean, just grab it enough, right?
And
to that
smile.
lonjita and smile, right? And be like, vale más, cabrón, que no. And oof, man, right? That
She did you
long
like
hair.
that?
and
Did
like
you like that black guy de Montana and put it under your rib?
This is for cheap time.
So yeah, man, I was scared. My mama turned that lonjita into chicharrón real quick.
Oh,
And so she turned
shit.
it. I was like,
Oh, I liked it when they were flicking off their nail like a badge of honor, like,
oh, yes.
get it, mas? No, I'm good.
And your mom didn't even have to do it. Like my mom, I could say or do something in a room. My mom would just turn and look. And you already knew. Like I could feel the chancla from across the room. I was like, oh my God, that's my fault. My bad. So it's different. You know,
I think we had that internal terrifying music, like, oh, fuck. It's right around the corner. Oh, it's coming. Oh, just wait.
Oh, you knew if you said the wrong thing, dude, your ass was beat, bro.
I think it's
You
funny
knew it right
because
off the
growing
bat.
up,
Heck yeah.
if you bit your teeth, like, that was like cussing your parents out. You they're like, hey, go. What?
Backhand right there, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
Backhand.
dude, you look like a fucking jack-o'-lantern. You had no
Yup.
goddamn teeth.
so that's what we saw, right? And now you see our kids and how we discipline our kids, and it's just different. Like,
I'm taking your tablet away.
give
I'm cutting your cell phone. I'm
right?
cutting your
Give
cell
me your
phone off.
right?
You
Like,
get
serious,
shit.
dude.
the worst thing you can do to a kid these days, if there's no
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi,
Oh, yeah.
my God, that is like crippling to them, like the Wi-Fi. And remember us, we spent half our time outside.
Yup.
From as soon as you got home, you went outside, right? You'd come inside. Hopefully, somebody had food. If you didn't like what mom was making, go to a neighbor's house, and then you
Hey,
go back
what
outside.
y'all gonna make?
Yeah, what are y'all making? You
What's
got-
on the menu tonight?
You got a room,
Dude, but you better make sure you change your clothes. Shit.
yeah.
You go out there.
Oh,
you
when
go-
I'm smelling like different food?
No. If you go, no, I'm saying like you go outside and play in your school clothes.
Oh yeah.
Your ass got beat, and they beat the clothes off of you and beat you putting the outside clothes
See, you
on.
remember I had a pair of shoes that I would put on as soon as I got home. They were the chanto shoes, right? Like they were all huaraches, they were all beat up, but there was no way I was going outside in that pair of shoes that mom sent me to
You
school.
fucking fucked up those hush
Oh,
puppies.
you guys were rich, dude.
Payless, bro.
You guys were rich, bro. You had 2 pairs of shoes and school clothes.
No,
And
they were.
Oh man, you guys were rich.
They
dude.
were fucking hand-me-downs from our cousins. They weren't ours.
Mom, why is it pink?
Shit.
Why is it pink? Mom?
I had the fucking rainbow bright Velcro. I'm like, hey, dude, what the fuck is that? What's it called? I'm exposing my artistic side. Like, fuck you, that's your sister's shoes.
I'll never
Not
forget.
mine.
My son asked me for an expensive pair of shoes, my youngest, and I remember getting them from everything. And he was like, "Dad, they make me run faster." I was like, "Hombre, acá con Payless, I couldn't run faster." So
No, they make you run to try them out.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
córrele,
had to.
córrele.
running down the aisle on
Yeah.
Payless. Remember that shit, dude?
Do
Oh,
they-
I'm fast.
Do they cala? No? Okay, come on.
Perfect. I would draw my own check on the side of it with the permanent marker. I was like,
Shit, if you got the ones with the lights, dude.
Oh, shit, even better.
man.
They're like, I don't even get to run at night.
Dude, my nephew, bro. So my sister, dude, bought him some Jordans, like a bunch of them for Christmas, bro. Like 3 pairs, nice. You know what I mean? They were all nice, but he looked at one pair and they were knockoffs, and he didn't want them because they were knockoffs.
oh man,
I'm like, bro, and
everything I had was a knockoff.
dude, I would have, bro, I would have been happy with the knockoffs, dude.
Bro, we used to
Fuck
shop
it.
at Solar Serve. They had everything, every clothesline was irregular.
Regular.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
thought it
had
was
to
a
buy
brand.
a long sleeve shirt and one sleeve was longer than the other one, so
that
you lean
fucking-
against the wall.
Fires or what?
No, it was Solar Serve, dog.
No, I'm saying fire. We had
Oh,
fires.
oh yeah,
bro.
fires and
Fires,
caddies.
yeah.
Oh, they had them here too.
Did they?
But these were real polo. They weren't Olo like fires. Polo,
Yeah.
but the horse was like going the wrong way. The guy didn't even have a stick. He had like a fucking lollipop. It was all fucked up.
Oh, you know what I trip on? Dude? Remember
rich.
Champion and all those brands?
Oh,
They used
yeah.
to sell in Walmart. Like it was the cheap ass
Nobody
shit.
wanted them.
And now they're paying like $150 for a fucking
Yeah.
Champion sweater, dude.
They're
Like,
popular now, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, times have changed. Things are different. I think, for everybody out there listening to the podcast, men's health is something that I don't think we're talking about. And, it's got all this kind of taboo stuff around it because, one, we're not good at sharing our feelings, but you put a couple of beers in somebody, let them share their feelings, and sometimes it just all comes out, right?
Sometimes
yeah.
you play a song and it's over. You're
Yes,
like,
todo, right?
You got to be drunk though, dude. When we're that's
It doesn't
guy
hurt.
therapy. It has to have a beer involved, dude. Because if
Unfortunately,
not,
yes.
we don't let it go. It's not easy feeling vulnerable, dude.
No,
you
it's
feel
not.
weak. You know what I mean? So it's like weakness.
Well, I think that's been instilled in us for the longest time. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, but not fault of our parents or
No.
grandparents. It was just a lineage that got passed down. It's just like men are strong, females are weak. We're
Right.
the stronger, superior form. and you can't be that. You can't show weakness.
Well,
People will walk all over you, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, when am I supposed to talk about me?
Shit, well, if you cried when your kid got smacked for crying.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Oh,
Crying was-
¿quieres
crying
llorar
was
de
taboo.
veras? I'm like, oh.
I'll give you a reason to cry. Oh yes, yeah. It was tough, man. It was tough growing up with that mindset, right? And a lot of it is culture, right? You know, I mean, now all the amazing things, all the amazing women who are out there who do all of this thing. I mean, look, James, your wife here, this shop. I mean, it's incredible the things that how far we've come, right? And it needed to happen. And there's just some amazing women out there who do some great things. There's great men out there too, but it takes both parents out there working, which means it's a little bit more challenging to parent also because you're both working, because you're so busy and there's so much going on.
And I think also what's changed a lot. People always, in a conversation that I've had with kids, with people that have kids, it's like, what's changed? What's so different? And I think that back then, our family unit was mom and dad and a grandma
Yeah.
or grandpa or both.
Well, we grew up with cousins too, bro.
And,
All the
well,
cousins.
well,
everybody around.
the matriarchy of the grandma of all the families normally was the one that would get everybody together. And you met your cousin and you saw your cousin, you got used to it. But once they started dying off, there wasn't that, you lost that connectivity. And then you're like, now what? And it gets passed on worse to your kids because now they have cousins that they never met or know about.
Because
and
all the
never
new
will.
grandmas are in the club, bro. Shaking that ass.
Well,
dude.
the
That's what
grandmas,
it is, dude.
well, the grandmas now are like 37,
Yeah.
36 with tattoos. Like, nothing against that. I'm not saying I'm making fun of you. I'm just saying that it's changed.
Nah,
from-
we're making fun of you. Hey, we like it though. I'm not gonna.
You
It's
can
cool,
reach
but
him at Lee Boy Savage on Instagram.
No, I know.
No. But what I'm saying is like the concept of a family unit. It's been difficult. Like you said, a lot of these kids, they grew up as latchkey kids. You know, they grew up on their own basically, and their friend, the TV, the remote control, the tablet, their iPhone, and it's just easier that way. And when you're working 10, 12 hours and you're a single parent, it's hard
Oh yeah.
to parent after that. You're just like, man, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night.
you get
Mom's
home, you're tired, dude. It's easy to pass them the tablet, bro.
You can
Yeah,
sit
it
down.
is.
You can
That's
sit
easy,
down
bro.
for a while and knock out. Because it's happened to me. Like I know with my son, when I would get him in the valley, man, I work at 4 a.m, get up, do everything, come home to San Antonio, shower, change, drive to the valley, pick him up for a Friday.
Yep.
We'd eat dinner on the road, get home Friday night, sleep, wake up Saturday, do all we had to do, go to church in the evening, eat dinner, go to sleep early because we were on the road Sunday morning.
Man.
And I never stopped. Once I got home, I still drove 8 hours that weekend.
Yep.
Then I drove another 60 hours during the week and do it all over again for him.
Yeah. And I don't know that our kids understand what that weight looks like for a lot of us. And it's a weight,
Yeah.
I get on and off of planes and I'm in this town and that town. When I'm home, for those of you guys who have teenagers out there, if you've ever driven with a 15-year-old to school, I want to talk to him. He doesn't necessarily want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And so it's difficult speaking their language sometimes, but still trying to be in tune with what they want and what they're doing. And so, I think those things as men, we just ask ourselves question, man, am I doing a good job? Am I getting through to this kid? And then every now and then you see him do something really good and you're just like, there
He's
it
paying
is.
attention.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking to your teenagers, though, dude, I get frustrated with my son, dude,
Yeah.
because the answers, bro, I don't know. Oh yeah, and then they start talking nonsense, dude.
Yeah.
Like start asking, what do you plan on doing? What do you want to do, like with your life after high school and stuff like that? And it's, I don't know, just chill, just. I'm like, oh, come on, bro.
Aim a little higher. Yeah.
Yeah,
aim a
it
little
just
higher,
it frustrates the shit out of me, dude.
Well, my conversation with my son would be like, I want. And that's what he's used to. And then when I started getting him and I would tell him, I'm like, look, there's a difference between want and need. Like, I want J-Lo. That shit ain't ever gonna happen. But I need to pay my bills. I need to pay your child support.
Right.
I need to be able to eat, to sustain work, to make more money. He's
And-
like, okay, I need $20. I'm like, shit. He's learning, but that was a good learning
He was
experience.
quick on
No,
that one,
he
bro.
got me. He's like, I need $20. I'm like, damn it. Okay, you're getting the lesson, but you don't need any more money. You're good.
And I think, the other hard part for men is, motivation, right? Every morning I try to post something on social media and put a positive message after you see. Normally when I put those messages out there, right, I try to get some work at it. I want to see my kids putting in the work. Dad goes out there. I was dragging a tire yesterday. My rope busted. How many dads are out there dragging tires across the street, to keep myself in shape because I want to live a long time and be a pain to my kids. But also just to set the example, right? And so we do all those things. It's hard to stay motivated. My mom told me when I was young, I wanted to go to college and all these things I want to do. She's, we couldn't afford it with most other things. She said, and it always stuck with me, el que quiere, puede. If you want something, you're going to make it happen. And I have lived by those words my whole life. And I tell my kids, I don't think it carries the same weight when I tell my kids that, but it definitely meant everything for us, to make your dreams come true. We're going to have to work hard. You got to stay motivated, and staying motivated. Getting motivated for a workout is different than staying motivated Monday through Friday. I mean, James was working a side job today. I mean, you're traveling all over the place. I'm hopping on and off planes. I smell like terminal and airport. I mean, like, to stay motivated, to keep doing it, that's just not easy. And I think a lot of men out there struggle with that because, one, you don't want to say that you're not motivated, right?
Yeah.
Nobody gets up in the morning and say, hey, babe, you know what? I want to do this, right?
I'm going to call out.
I'm going to call out today for 5 days, right? So, so we don't. Like, we just don't do that. We just keep grinding, right? And so I appreciate, James. I know you took a nap today. Hey, I took one right before you took one, so I can't say
You
nothing.
prepared for the nap. You did it.
I'm barely hitting my nap stage. I haven't locked it down yet because I'm barely there, bro.
We're older than him, so we'll give you the pass.
I'm
One time.
barely hitting my nap era right now, dude.
Good luck.
So yeah, man, I took my nap right before James, and it's just kind of a chance to reset for the day, and then you get up and tackle everything else. But I think that staying motivated piece, Hector, James. I mean, you guys, what's that like for you guys? What motivates you to get up?
I'm struggling with motivated. Just with workout wise, you know what I mean? Like my weight. Like I'll do good, dude, lose weight. I start getting in shape, and then I fall off, and I'm back to where I'm at right now. I'm almost at the point where I got to get motivated again.
Yeah.
I'm not almost. I am to the point, especially this guy making comments outside. But stay motivated is hard, man. Even with work, like I'm just like I'm not motivated. I'm not happy to go do it some days, but you have to do it. You know what I mean? It's like there's no choice. I guess that's motivation, having no choice, dude. That's a form of motivation.
It is a form.
Like if I don't go to work, I don't get paid. I don't get paid. It's gonna be bullshit at home.
Yo.
I gotta get paid.
And we get used to a certain quality of life, right? And so we want that. And so then there's that self-motivation, right? Because we're going to achieve those goals because we want X, Y, Z, or want to be able to do X, Y, Z, or have for our kids, right? But I do think when you start putting all of these things, parenting and motivation and just, your own regimen to keep yourself healthy, and it turns into
Another job.
Yeah, it's a whole job. And that's not the ladies out there listening. I know moms have got it hard too. It's a little more acceptable when sometimes the ladies share those feelings amongst their groups. Men just don't do that. Like, we don't show up to drink a beer and just start, hey, man, I hate work. You hate work.
I agree with you. And that was, like I said, the gist of the whole podcast was men don't have Sunday fun day. Men don't have girls brunch. Men don't have, hey, see you Tuesday for margarita day.
Yeah.
We don't have that. We're still working. Like, what are you doing? I'm going to go hang out with the girls. Okay, have fun. I'll be home later, or I'm on my way home.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with the guys, but that's the last thing we'd ever want to talk about. Like, hey, did you see the Super Bowl? Hey, did you hit any numbers? Hey, you got anything going on with the Spurs? Like, you talk everything but the internal.
It's an escape, dude.
Oh, it is,
You get to
of
escape
course.
from reality for a little bit.
I always tell my fiance, I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you because I don't want to lie to you.
Exactly.
It's easy to lie to the guys because we all lie. Yeah. We all talk shit. We all tell tales.
That's why we get together.
Exactly.
Right.
Because we can see who talks the most shit and who tells the better story.
That's who got the biggest fish and fucking,
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I thought you could say something else.
Yeah, I was about to, bro, but I stopped
I'm
it, bro. I
glad you
stopped
caught
it.
yourself. Like,
Who caught the biggest fish and who's got the
biggest shoe size.
the biggest shoe size?
But I mean, and again, this is not a female bashing episode.
He's bashing you.
But females are more inclined to be, they're more tribal.
Right.
Men will just be like passing by, like, yeah, man, I'll see when I see you.
No, whether they brought up, dude, they're able to share their emotions and it was okay. You know what I mean? And,
Oh, of course.
and that's how they
That's why they live longer.
that's how they. It really is, dude.
We keep it all pented up.
Well, they don't do stupid shit like we do either. Jumping off fucking.
Oh, that's very true.
High diving and all that shit we do. You know what I mean?
My grandmother told me, I think the best piece of advice she ever gave me, my memo, she told me, tu pecho no es bodega. Your chest is in a warehouse. It's not, you don't compartmentalize all your feelings or anger or frustration or stress. You have to let it out.
Right.
I know I'm saying that word wrong, and I apologize. I'm not on my A game today, and I feel embarrassed because Jesse's very educated. And I know it's fucking itching at him. Right? I was like, that's not how you say it, stupid. That's how you say it. So how do you say it? Say it right.
Already.
Say it right.
He comes with his big brain and a skinny stomach, making us look bad.
Oh man, that's one thing I've never been called a skinny, so I'm gonna take
Oh,
that.
when you're on the Masa, bro,
Oh yeah, you're
right now you're skinny, bro.
You're Kate Moss compared to fucking the hillbilly twins over here.
You don't got the biscuits busting out everywhere,
Yeah,
bro.
fucking-
Hell, I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
It's a compliment, bro.
Nah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's very few and far that you'll get them from here.
Yeah, that was the only one. I gotta put $1 in the jar.
Yeah. No, we gotta fill it up. But I really think so that it's words to live by because it's true. Women are inclined to talk about it and cry and have a good cry over it.
Right.
And men are like, hey dog, man, I was cutting onions earlier. And I'm still feeling the effects of the fucking onion. But I mean, us as men, we also know when something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can bullshit out. He knows me, I know him, I think. And we know when something's up. And he'll call me and he's like, you good? Everything good? That's when you know you have friends for life.
Right.
And no, we've done that. We've done that with each other. And Alex, part of the shout out to Alex.
Yep.
Your wife, Idalia, and the kids. But it's just, I think it's harder for men because that's the way we've just been trained, man. We've been brought up like, no, aguántate. Márrate un huevo. I'm like, well, I don't want to do that either.
Well, you know what it is too. I notice women when they talk to each other and they tell their problems, it's different because they just want to get off their chest
Right.
and there's no solution. They're not looking for a solution. They just want to get it off the chest.
Right.
And I think men are solution based. So when we complain, we're not gonna say something unless there's a solution. You know what I mean? So like when women, I know when my wife is venting on me, sometimes I try to figure out the solution for her. And she's like, I didn't ask you for a solution. I just want to be able to talk to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I mess up when I do that. You know what I
My
mean?
wife does the same thing. She's like, look, I just need you to listen. This is not something I need you to fix or give me a solution
Yeah.
for. I just want you to listen.
But when they're talking to us,
innately,
it sounds like
yes, I was like, I could fix that. I
yeah,
was
like,
you don't-
maybe you should
don't
do
wanna
this. Maybe you should
Yeah.
just shut up and listen,
Yep.
dude.
I just-
I'm learning that the hard way, dude.
So now let me put it to you on the other side of the coin. When I get asked by my fiance, I just want you to listen. And I'm quiet, like I'm taking it all in.
Oh,
I'm
you
listening
can't-
to her, and she's like, "You're not gonna say anything." I'm like, "No, I'm listening. I'm waiting for you to finish, and then I can talk." She's like, "Well, okay. I just want to make sure you're not asleep." I'm like, "Oh no, you'll know when I'm asleep."
no, I'm starting to learn, bro. Just tell 'em, oh yeah, you're right. Oh, that's fucked up. Fuck that bitch.
Oh no, you know what?
Well, they
Chris Rock.
confirm and deny.
Yes.
Confirm and deny.
Chris Rock said, "If you say these 4 phrases, you'll be good." Hi, honey, I'm home. Did I tell you about it? Shut up.
Yeah.
For real? Get out of here. I told you that bitch crazy.
Yeah.
Because my wife listened to me say that and she kept going on and she thought I was listening. I was just like, where the fuck's the remote?
in your head, you're like, fuck. Dude, I told her, oh, fuck that bitch, dude. And she loves it, bro. Oh, yeah, you know.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I do think as men, and I think this is changing our culture a little bit. Like, I know when I talk to someone, if they're carrying that little something, you get like a feeling, right? There's just something in you that's like, you know what? I could text them, but I should probably call. Or
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to be on that side of town. Let me just stop in and go see them, right? Because you have that kind of sixth sense when you feel like somebody's they're just not right. You know, there's just something that's missing, right? And so that part of me, sometimes it kicks on and I'm like, you know what? Let me just make the drive out there. Just go for, 5-10 minutes just out there. But hey, man, I was in the neighborhood. And that's when sometimes guys will
It
be more
comes
willing
out.
to just, and then I can't, and struggling to pay bills or whatever it is that they're fighting through. And it's like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it was something. I just didn't know what it was. But yeah. And then you open it up, right? And you got to figure out how to get it back in there, right?
Well, I'll be back tomorrow. I got some homework. I'll be back.
You start backing away slowly. Okay.
Man,
Like, damn, bro, my girl's calling me. It's the new Apple phone. I got to go.
yo, look at the time. My God.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nah, me and Hector, we actually had a moment, dude, when we went up to Midland. We were drinking involved, of course. You know?
We didn't share a room.
No. There was no. It wasn't that type of moment.
Yeah.
But we had a pretty deep conversation. Got some shit off our chest that would like, I think both of us had issues. You know what I mean? We're dealing with, and it was a good talk. We won't talk about it here though, but it was a good talk.
We might talk about it in a future episode, so you got to stay tuned.
Yeah, maybe in the future. If you maybe at the end of this episode, just keep watching.
Just keep going. We'll see where we're at. Llorando at the end.
Do you like surprises? Come on.
Surprise.
Hey, if y'all start doing that at the end, then I'm gonna be singing the song in the back. San Antonio.
Oh shit, no. That song's that's the last nerve. Oh, I'm going to tell you a true story though. Where I live at on the west side, the mero hueso, the cuchillo. I got home from work and I heard this lady just going off, crazy yelling. And from my porch, my stoop, it sounds fancy and it's really not. But I could see over yonder,
Oh, yonder.
there was crackhead Betty going off on the traffic and she was having a bad day. Life was lifing the shit out of her. So I thought it'd be cute to fucking take my phone out. I'm like, I'm gonna record her and I'm gonna put it on TikTok and put San Antonio song.
Ándale.
The background, I'm recording. She's like, hey, are you recording me? And I was like, there's no way she's talking to me. She's like, you, by the truck. I'm gonna charge you, motherfucker. I'm not free. And you better not put me on social media. And I was like, man, fuck you, crackhead Betty. I was going back at her. I was like, how stupid do I look? Arguing with the crackhead. She's like, I'm gonna fuck up your truck. I'm like, bitch, that's the last thing you're ever gonna do. I'm all fucking mad.
Oh, damn.
I put one of them Harlem Nights, bitch. I wish you'd come over here. I'm gonna fuck you up with this knife.
Oh, my God.
You did her dirty, bro. She was going through.
Dude, I thought it recorded, but I didn't know she was gonna turn around and look at me. I was like, and I was kind of, I mean, believe me, I was hidden, but I was standing on the porch.
He's hiding behind the tree.
My phone was out.
We're hitting enough.
Well, yeah, obviously, she fucking saw all of me, and she's like, "I'm gonna fuck your truck up." When you said that, I'm like, "Okay, gloves are off." Fuck around and find out, crackhead Betty. I promise you. And I freaked out. I went inside. I'm like, "Oh fuck! Now I'm gonna watch my truck the whole fucking night." I put my camera. On. I'm like, I hope that bitch comes around. I'm gonna fucking get a bucket of hot water in her ass. But luckily, nothing happened. Crackhead Betty got picked up by some John and took her away.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That dude.
The whole novela happening out there.
The street where I live off, Sasamora, it's a stroll, bro. And there's some veteranas, like they're like in their 80s.
Golly.
I'm like, man, did y'all just get off of the fucking Via bus and just start working? And they're out there.
Yeah, that's a tough side of town, man. And you know, that's another thing. Like, we grew up on the south side. It was tough. I mean, it was not an easy side of town. I mad respect for my mom, right? She was able to kind of hold us all together with some of the craziness that was going on, you know, during that time. Our kids aren't growing up in my kids aren't. I mean, they, you know, good neighborhood, the whole thing. And, you know, I try to do things in the community to show them those examples. I take them with me. You know, we do things in the community together. The kids get to see, hey, look, they know dad here and dad does this and he helps these people. And, you know, people come to us with problems and we try to find solutions for them. And although I've never held public office, you know, I hope one day, hopefully even after this podcast, that I might still qualify for public office. I'm just kidding.
Well, you're going to come back if you do. Well, you're going to come back if you do.
But I definitely, you know, I understand there's a lot of needs in the community. I get to hear it from a lot of different people and things that are happening to them. And I mean, there's a lot of stories out there. And I've lived long enough to know that everybody's got a story. We all came from somewhere, right? And that somewhere usually is a pretty good journey. It's a good story over a beer with friends, right? Like, we definitely all came from somewhere. And those are the things that build the character in us, that make us who we are. And then you don't want us to give back and want us to do these things and want us to, on top of all the other things that we're trying to do, right? Trying to do this too. And when I graduated from college, I told my mom, I was like, you know, I'm going to come back to this community and I'm going to do everything I possibly can to help it. I spent 27 years in public ed, being, you know, facing voice for a district, doing things to help the community, and got well known with all those folks. And then folks never stop tapping your shoulder. They keep coming back and looking for you. Hey, Jesse, can you help us with the, hey, can you? And we do, you know, we do. Yeah. We support a lot of nonprofits and, you know, things like that. But I think, you know, just, I don't know. And people from the west side and east side and north side, don't get me wrong. All right. South side we're just different, you know. We're a different.
We're very proud.
Oh, you're gonna start an East Coast West Coast beef
I know.
right here with that one.
The comments already.
It's been like that. It's since the beginning of time. It's like, oh, don't go to the South side,
right.
You know, and then we're like, why not? You know, it's like it's our own little world. It's our own little piece of heaven.
Yeah.
As messed up as it was, or as it is, I think that what's sad about it is that a lot of times the second generation aren't exposed to that because the first generation tried so hard to get out,
right,
and prove I'm making something for me and my family, and they forgot the South Side. I think the South Side's just been forgotten by first generation.
And you said you said it perfectly. Success was often defined as leaving that side of town. Mm-hmm. I've spent my entire life living on the South Side, Southeast side, Southwest side, and serving that area in whatever capacity I can. Because to me, success was the opposite, to stay and help and listen and learn and do things in that community with students, with families, you know, and all that stuff. But success was defined for a long time as if Hector was successful, he was going to move to the north side.
To the far west side.
That's step one.
That's where I ended up. That's not where I aimed to go. But it's funny because, like, with work, and this is just an odd comparison, but it's so true. I work a lot alongside with HEB. And I see every and any HEB throughout the state. And the South Side has the most ghetto baskets. I mean, it's so random.
Carts?
Shopping carts.
Oh, okay.
The most ghetto, shitty baskets. But if you go to Stone Oak, you go to the Rim, if you go 1604, or you go to the new one over there heading towards Bernie, they have those nice, shiny, all the wheels work.
That's a new way to judge
Every-
a bad
Yeah.
neighborhood now.
I was like, look at the HEB
Right?
baskets.
Don't look
So-
at the crime statistics. Look at
Yeah.
the HEB
Well,
baskets, bro.
before it used to be oil spots in the parking lot. If you could cut more oil spots in the parking lot than customers, then you're in the bad part. But if you go over, there's no oil spots. Baskets are clean. Employees are nice. They talk to you. They're cool. They're attentive. But that's how you know when you're. I feel you're in a good part because I gauge by shopping baskets. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some parts of San Antonio that
Right.
is not good and has new baskets in. It's only a matter of time. But you know, I just think it's annoying where they have to put those locks on them.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and it's just like, why is
the
it?
boot, the little boot comes
The
on.
boot hook.
It has the ankle monitor on it. On the shopping basket. You're like, what the hell's going on? Why?
I was 16 years old with my first paying job, real paying job. That wasn't like a job that your Theo got you, that where someone paid you cash that day, right? Was at HEB, and it was on Pleasanton and Southwest Military. And
SA9.
That was my first SA9, yeah, SA9, and it was my first experience ever, work, right? And it was, it was an interesting experience back then, right? Because I was 16 years old, right? Like, what do I know, right? My job was to go get the baskets, take them out, bring them in, take them out, bring them in. And at the end of the night, you're talking about the baskets. Man, a lot of the homeless people come take the baskets,
yeah.
right? You see them driving up and down Southwest Military Drive with their basket and all their stuff in it. So I understood why we had to lock them up and do all the things that we did, just because those things would disappear. I don't know if you ever saw a truck full of baskets bringing them back to
Yeah,
HEB.
yeah,
They gave you
yeah.
a couple of bucks each
Oh
basket.
yeah, they have that. They used to have it. Now that they started with that, HEB figured out. Well, we're paying so much stores so much money a week to go get collection baskets. We'll just lock them up.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they just pop them on the back two wheels and walk out with them. It's just like, come on, dude. But in Laredo, they do. I gotta hand it to some homeless because I've seen barbecue pits made out of shopping baskets.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen chicken coops made out of baskets. It's crazy, but Mexicans, we make anything happen.
We're engineers, man.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
figure it out.
there's no way it's not gonna work. It's gonna work.
Shit, in California, the eloteros, bro, shopping baskets. That's how they do it. They walk around in the shopping baskets,
And then
bro.
they steal the igloos from the construction.
Yeah, I don't know,
sites.
maybe, bro. I don't know where they get the
No,
igloos
no,
from.
I'm not saying they steal. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's just you see that, and then you start making comparisons. Like, well, growing up, it wasn't like that. Like we never, honestly, growing up, I thought everybody in the household in the neighborhoods that I grew up with, I thought we all ate the same food.
Yeah.
We all watched the same TV.
Right.
You know, and that's why we all had so much in common. And you finally go over and you're like, what the hell is that? Hamburger helper, what is that?
Hamburger helper.
It looks cool.
I was like, wow.
Add it to the rotation mode.
Yeah. I, was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
You know,
Start sneaking some into the pantry for your mom to cook.
Or enchiladas. As odd as that sounds, growing up is yellow cheese. Growing up for us, it was queso fresco and onion.
Yep, on everything.
And they're like, what's that? I'm like, enchiladas. No, they're not. Where's the cheese? I'm like, it's in there.
I don't know, bro. The San Antonio enchiladas are weird, bro, with the yellow cheese. I
No,
still
you-
trip out on that.
No,
dude.
you want to hear what's,
Really?
you know what's
Yeah.
weird is the Valley. They serve you enchiladas with crackers.
Oh, yeah, you told me
Oh.
about that. That's weird.
I'll never forget the first time I was in the Valley. I told the waitress, I'm like, ma'am, I didn't order soup. They give you a bowl
Oh,
of
the
crackers.
crackers.
Yeah,
Oh.
saltines.
Really?
And I was like, I didn't order soup. They're like, oh no, it's for your enchiladas. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Yeah, they instead of us, we're used to putting enchilada in a tortilla
Yeah.
and eating it with rice and beans, or vice versa. And she's like, oh no, it's for your enchiladas. I'm like, enchiladas with crackers.
Well, and it's funny you say that. So enchiladas, I bought a plate the other day when I was on my way home, and my wife and I were going to share a plate. So the girl gave us the 3 enchilada plate, right?
Yeah.
Regular enchiladas, right? It comes with a side of tortillas and a side of chips and queso. So if I had eaten that whole meal, I probably would have eaten 32 tortillas that
Yeah.
day, because
Yeah.
it is tortillas on top of tortillas on top of tortillas. And I'm like, man, y'all not messing around. Y'all want us to have some tortillas, right?
Oh yeah.
You ever do that in the restaurant where you take 4 chips and put them together to make 1 tortilla, and then you start counting how many you just had? You realize you've
no.
had 10 tortillas.
So
You're more disciplined than us, bro.
I think I brought it up last time when Mario was here, and shout out to Ruben. You're the tortilla counter. We'll go out to Don Pedro's. He goes, you know that? What do you say? That 12 tortilla chips, nacho chips, equal 3 tortillas.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, one, I don't like math. 2, I didn't do good in math. And 3, let me fucking eat my chips.
Don't
And
put
you're
that
like,
guilt
that's
on me.
4 tortillas. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna get 2 more, make it 6.
Yeah, man. It's growing up in a Latino home like a lot of us did, right? your mom would make everything, right? You always compare everybody's food to your mom's food,
Oh, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
Or grandma's food. Like it was always really good. I was a little gordito too when I was younger, and I mean the food was just good, and there was always a pot of frijoles, pacholados,
yeah.
right? And you ever watch when they would throw the manteca in there and get those suckers going again? And I was like, oh my God, that is literally
Now
nothing
you're
but
like, good.
Shit, my grandma used to make flour tortillas with manteca, dude, and sugar on it, dude, and just eat it like that, bro.
Yeah, I would eat tortillas right when we got them from, what was it, Del Rio over there? Del Rio Tortilla
Yeah, Del
Factory.
Rio.
Shout out Del Rio. With butter, right? Or the maíz tortillas, you would put salt on them and you would just eat them by itself.
We used to,
So good.
when my grandma would make them, we'd put peanut butter,
Oh,
but with the peanuts.
Really?
I just saw a skit where they're like, why are you saying peanuts? No, I said peanuts. No, you said peanuts with cacahuate.
Cacahuate. I got it.
Peanut butter with cacahuate. It was crunchy, and then we put like a little line, no, I don't know, a little line of sugar. That's what we learned.
I see.
And we do that. We splattered some sugar on it and rolled it up and eat it.
Shit, I still
It was
make
the
that
best
today,
dessert
dude.
ever.
Flour tortillas with peanut butter and jelly, bro.
Oh,
Warm,
wow,
dude.
you
Oh.
do jelly?
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
It's nice and warm. The peanut butter starts melting. Oh, dude, don't
And
get me started, bro.
I travel the whole state, and so oftentimes when I go places, the first thing people do is like, "Hey, we're gonna take you to go eat at whatever the restaurant
hate
is."
that.
That's like the best place. They consider it the best place. Well, I got a story for you guys. I was in Sabinal, and they were like, "Hey, Mr.
Ooh.
Garcia, we're gonna take you. We got some really good enchiladas here in Sabinal." I was like, "Okay, all right, fine." So I went with them. They drove me to a Dairy Queen, and I was like, "Y'all said enchiladas, right?" She's like, "Oh no, check this out." They go up to the counter, they order, and young man comes out and brings me a plate, and it's an enchilada plate. And
At Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen. So I look at the receipt. It says four chicken finger basket or something. they brought me enchiladas. I was eating enchiladas
Were they
at Dairy
good?
Queen. They were interesting for a dairy. Let's just say that they don't have ground beef there. They sell chili, so that was the chili that they put in the tortillas. So it was a little
okay.
different. But they were so proud of it. They were just like, "Mr. Garcia, we're going to take you out here to go eat." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, that was interesting experience."
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
So-
you for not ever letting me come here again.
But I felt like I was part of the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
the next time I walk in, I take my wife. I was like, "Hey, check this out. Yeah, we'll have the
VIP status right there.
4
Wink, wink.
wink basket, right?" And he brings the enchiladas out, right? Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, man, I get to go see people. We talk about some of the things that make you, right? You guys are popular. Folks want you to go to their events. Folks want you to come out, right? Have you guys at their events, right? People, because of social media, podcasts, things like this, people feel like they know you, right? I travel all over the state. Even when I'm not feeling my best, I'll walk into a school and teachers or administrators, "Oh, Mr. Garcia, it's so good to see you." And they're so excited to see you. So I go back to, I can't let them down, right? You got to put the smile on. You got to turn it on. You got to be Hector Sanchez, right? You got to be James. You got to be Jesse Garcia. And I got to turn that guy on, and I got to run him for the next 3 hours. Make sure that those folks get a good experience, right? One, business wise, but you also just like, it's not their fault whatever's going on in your life,
Yeah.
right?
And you want to see people happy.
Yeah, I like seeing people smile. I like seeing people laugh. But then when you go get in that car and got to drive 6 hours to get home, right? And then that just comes back. And so, it never ends. I love people. I always tell my mom, I was like, I will trust people until they give me a reason not to, right? The human experience is what makes us so different, right?
Yeah.
You guys providing a service right now. There's out there, people listening. When something you say resounds with something that's happening in their life right now, there's a certain satisfaction that's like, hell yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you talk to your son, he says, "Bruh," and you're just, every parent out there knows that. When your kid turns around and goes, "Bruh," and you're like, who are you
I
talking
know.
to, man?
Just want to smack
Yeah,
him
you're
on,
just
dude.
like, oh my God.
You're
I'm
like,
not
hold
your-
on, I'm not your bro, I'm your dad.
I'm your dad.
There's a
Like, what are you
difference.
talking about, bruh? You don't know. I was like, I know. Yes, I do know. I
Bro,
do
I'm
know.
built different.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm built different.
Yeah, it's like, well, what are you? Like, it's just, but I really do think, that social interaction, for those of you guys out there listening, part of your mental wellness, I would say, get out there, go talk to some people. You don't always have to know every person you have a conversation with. Sometimes that conversation might mean more to those people on that day that you probably walk by all the time than you even know. Nobody knows what everyone else is carrying around with them.
I think a lot of it has to do with, excuse me, with relatability. Our lives might not be as different as we think it is,
Right.
and it kind of mirrors someone else, and it's like, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. Someone finally talking about it. I know, for example, James, he's told me himself, he's like, man, I'm not like you.
Right.
You go in there and you work the room, and people fucking they're just drawn to you. And I'm like, and I don't feel like I want to do that all the time, but
Exactly.
I do it. But now I've noticed James going out and talking more and opening himself up to more people, and I'm proud of that because I'm proud of him. I see him developing and getting better and getting more comfortable, and I'm like, good. Someone can take the shine off. I want to hide in the back.
Yeah,
I want to
was
hide on the
I
back.
knew
I'm
it.
like,
I knew
yes.
it. Yeah, I knew it.
I have my
yes.
moments, bro. I have my, it's just not.
No, you're having more moments, and I'm
Yeah,
glad.
yeah.
I'm proud of you. Like
Yeah.
I'm so happy, that now I can kind of in a little bit ease back and like, go ahead, go crazy.
And that's good, James. Like you're both different, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so some of the folks that gravitate to him, there might be other folks who gravitate toward
Yeah, yeah,
yours,
for sure.
just based on your personalities and what you guys have to offer. But that component for other people is really important in a life right now when everything we turn on is bad news, right?
Yeah, yeah, for
criticism
sure.
and criticism. Like we even said, you look in the comments and someone will always drop a comment and they're like, "Are you even listening to the show? Like, what are you talking about, right? What y'all say about Hector's pants? What?"
It looks like, well, not so much the pen and something else, but that we'll discuss that later. And I'm gonna call you out, Frank and Julio. You know what I'm talking about. But in the beginning, we used to get criticism because of how it looked, how the studio looked, and that it looks like a funeral home. It looks girly.
Oh.
It looks feminine. And then we're like, yeah, you know what? Maybe it does look like that. But if you have something to say, you could send some money in and we could do whatever you want. Like, it's that easy.
Yeah, yeah. You
And
tell us.
if not, then just keep it coming.
And I will say this, and then I recently, and I say recently, a few years now, started talking to my wife about it, right? And so I started telling her, like, when I have these struggles, right? It took me it took a long time to get to the point where I felt comfortable and not ashamed to say I'm feeling this, right? And my wife's reaction was, I think, what most women's reaction would be, was just kind of standing there looking at you like, I'm like, huh? Like, and it was just kind of a shock. Now we try to have some regular communication, but how you feel, if it's going all right, like something, hey, we're making it work, we're making it work, we're making it work. If I can't make it work, I feel better about telling her. And she's just, all the significant others out there who sit there and listen to us when we get to that, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we men tend to live in those extremes. Like, we're go, 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 go. But then when we crack, it vomit, right? Comes out.
yeah.
And it all comes out. Heck,
And
you're
then they're
telling us
all like,
about your
"Oh,
mom. They're like,
oh, shit."
do I comfort him or be afraid? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
am I supposed to do here? You have, your poor wife's doing the, se está
Oh, yeah,
persinando.
they
She
go
has
get
a
an egg and
rosemary.
rub it
Yes.
on you and shit. Like, hey, well, no.
She's calling her mom.
I'm not dying.
I need an old priest and a young priest. Like, send them over. Like, you don't know what's happening sometimes, right? And so it was hard that very first time and the second and the third time, but eventually we got there and now we have that. And so for all the significant others, for those of you guys listening out there, I do think, it's okay to ask your significant other, in this case, your man, hey, everything going all right? Are you okay? It's okay to ask that. And man, it's okay to answer. There's a TikTok video out. There's a man sitting down. He's got a spool of wire. And so the wife comes out and his big old spool of wire, and it's down to just a little wrap on that wire. And so the lady comes out and she says, "What are you doing?" He says, well, I have a spool of wire. I put it together 30 years ago and I'm almost out of wire. What's the message, right? This clearly the man was having a struggle with something, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to see the wife's reaction because it was not nice and it wasn't, sympathetic to what he was doing. But that is oftentimes how, as men, we function, right? We use it all up until we get to the end, and then
Sometimes it's too late.
yeah, and then what, right? So I don't want folks to wait till it's too late. Share those feelings, share those things. Find a place that's safe for you to do that. Talk to these guys. Send some messages into these guys. We're all here to listen. Hell, I'll leave
Call
my
Hector,
information.
bro. Call Hector.
Tell him.
Send me a message.
Hook
Call
you.
him.
Yeah.
Yes, reach out to me. On top of all the little things that I do.
But I think that's really important. You guys have this platform. And so when Hector told me about it, I was excited to come on because I have seen more and more of it in men as I talk to people and travel. And, folks tell you they trust you, right? You guys have that personality. And I know, James, you said you're working on it, but people like you, right? You've got this platform. People like to be able to share, right?
Yeah, they love me. They love me.
They love you. There you go. And that is a service that you're providing without even knowing that you're doing it, right? And so we all want the little warm and cozy feeling. You ever get on TikTok and you feel something, you see a little video and it just gives you that little like, oh man, kind of hit right there in that spot.
Oh, yeah.
We all want to feel good. Now, who doesn't want to feel good? We want to wake up, we want to go through our day, and we want to come home and close that day out. Now, it doesn't always work like that because life has a sense of humor and God enjoys, what he likes seeing down here on earth. But I think it's a big challenge for us as men, and I think we're all responsible for this, to be able to share whatever we can with in whatever capacity we can with other folks.
I think most of the time, when we take it to where it's like, if you're talking to one of your boys or one of your best friends or whatever, and you're kind of like unloading without them knowing, the first reaction is like, get the fuck out of here. And then start laughing like,
Yeah.
are you serious? Are you for real? Like, are you good? And then when you get the no, I'm not, like, oh shit.
Now what?
So we get that oh shit moment.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, hey bro, we'll let it out. You know, and then I think that's what we touched on when we went to Midland. We had that oh shit moment where he talked about some stuff that I didn't know, and vice versa, shared stuff with him that he didn't know, was aware of, and it was just good and comforting to know that someone listened. You know, of course, alcohol was involved. It wasn't.
Never hurts. Never hurts, right?
It never hurts, especially when it's free.
Yeah.
But
Well,
even better. But I mean, I just think that it's something that we were able to discuss without worrying what the other person would think, and it wasn't pressure filled because we kind of let our emotions or our inhibitions loose because we were under the influence,
Right.
a little bit. So it helped out where it made it easier. Like, man, if he laughs about it, I'll just say it's a joke. We'll cover it up.
You got to
know?
protect yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but when he let himself and his emotion, his story come out, and I shared my stuff, and it kind of like, but it also puts you in a place where you're like, I could trust him with my life and vice versa. You know what I mean?
sure.
And there's two people listening out there right now. There's the people who are understanding exactly where we're coming from, and this resonates with them because they're like, man, I have felt like that before. I don't like to tell anybody, but yes, I have felt like that. There's other people who's like, hey, y'all be quiet and just go out there and suck it up, buttercup, right?
Exactly.
So you've got those two camps are out there. And so I always tell people when I talk to them, there's three things I always share. I was like, and the first thing is, it's okay to be perfectly imperfect. It's okay that you're flawed. We are all flawed. That's okay. Number two is you need to communicate that with someone, where's your boys or your girl or something. Like, you got to talk to someone. And the third thing I think is always the most important thing is find something for you to do to engage yourself in. I like exercise. I run a lot. I work out a lot. That's my way of kind of resetting the table sometimes. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's at night, sometimes it's in the morning and at night because I need that, right? I got to get that. Otherwise, I mean, my poor wife would not stand me because I'm so hyper. But if it's reading a book, if it's listening to music for 30 minutes, find something to get away for a little bit and reset yourself. It's important to do that. James, he took a nap, right?
Yeah.
And he's square. James came in, and I mean, he started getting stuff like that, and he was set, right? He just needed that moment to pause life for just a minute and be like, shit, why is Hector calling me 32 times, right? But, I mean,
I'm just going to blame this on my son.
There was a picture of his
Right
son.
away, I threw the son right away.
It was like I was lying down next to my son.
Look, for real.
Hey, bro, my son, dude, you know when they start out, oh, it's my son, my kid, dude. You already know they're bullshitting, bro.
As he tells us, that's what he said,
Like,
right?
what?
But yeah, we just need that moment sometimes, right? To just get yourself. So I always tell, three things. It's okay that you're not okay, right?
Yeah.
2, talk to somebody, get it off your chest every now and then, don't have to. And 3, find something for you to do that is not work related,
Exactly.
right? Something, it could be dumb. Like some people build stuff, right? Some people like to exercise. People like to dance, take a walk, whatever. Look, you want to jazzercise jazz? I'm not going to judge, man. You go do your thing. You be you. But find something for you to do to help you offset this kind of range of emotions that we go through every single
I
day.
agree with you on that 100%, dude. Men, I think we need something outside of our wives too and our kids of our own, like you're saying, and something we enjoy that just takes the pressure off. It's our time, you know what I mean? I think once we get relationships and kids and stuff, we kind of get lost and we let all of the stuff we like and our interests and all that kind of get pushed to the side, and
Right.
everything revolves around the family, and we kind of lose ourselves.
Yeah, you do.
So when you say find something that for you, that it's, man, 1,000%, that's what we need as men, I think.
And you said it perfect, James. We do lose ourselves
Yeah.
because now you're somebody's dad, right?
Yeah.
You're not just the brother. You're not just the husband now. You're a father, right? And so we were talking about there being no playbook, right? Nobody hands you a playbook and says, all right, years 0 through 2, chapter 6, right?
Yeah.
There's no playbook. We are literally making it up as we go along. And then we get to, they're not a baby anymore. We're not holding them. Heaven forbid they start walking. Now I got to chase them, right? And then they're a kid. And then they're a teenager. And oh my God, teenagers. I can do that 20 times. And then they're a young adult. That's another chapter in your life, parenting your young adults. So guys, we don't have the answer. You don't have to have all the answers. We are going to figure it out as we go. and you're always going to put your family first,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
Always put your family first. That's just, we're innately, we're designed that way. Like you said, your son was like, I'm built different, right? Well, we are built different. We are a family first culture that believes in familia
Yeah.
all the time. My mom was there last night. She's 80 years old. And she was my brother's son's party. He had turned 8. So we're sitting in the room, we're having a party. Of course, typical Latino party. There's probably more drinks than there is a piñata
course.
cake,
Couple
right?
kids
But,
sleeping on the floor right there.
Mom, what time we going home? Quédate ya.
Cállate.
So we're there, and my mom, we're talking. We always go back to talk about like when we were young, and my mom was telling some stories to her sister who was there, and we were just talking about how tough things were when we were growing up. But the number one thing we all agreed on was we didn't know how bad it was because everyone had it the same. Like when you were outside and you go to somebody else's house, like maybe their TV was a little bit bigger than yours, but other than that, everybody had it the same, right? And so in that sense, there wasn't this fear of it. I didn't understand that until I went to college, and I went here to Incarnate Word here in San Antonio, and I was like, I'm poor. I did not know that. I was like, I'm driving a 79 T-Bird to Incarnate Word College at the time, and that's the University of Incarnate Word. And I'm parked next to Jags and Lexus and Mercedes, and my 79 tank of a T-Bird that was spray painted because we couldn't afford to get it painted is parked amongst these cars, right? And so that was the first time I really realized in my life, I was like, you know what? I think we were poor when we were growing up. Nobody told me.
But hey, at least you had a car.
That's right.
That's what I was like.
I
Shit,
did.
yeah, at least you had a car, bro. I was like,
Shit,
damn.
I knew I was poor, dude, when I went to other kids' house and they had all the toys and shit, dude. Like,
I-
oh,
I
man, you got
knew-
Legos? You got Legos?
That's the good stuff. That's the expensive
Right,
stuff.
dude?
I knew we were poor because you got colored TVs and the knob for the channels.
And I laugh because everybody would take turns having study groups, and my degrees are in biology and chemistry when I got them in college. But I had my first ever study group, so I took them down to the south side to my mom's house.
Oh
Hector.
Lord.
Deep south, right? So we took them down there. They came. I mean, they only knew what they had heard, right? The south side was this, and that. And son of a gun, if not just my luck, guy's car gets broken into. They steal the radio. Just the
No
one
way.
study session on the south side. I was like, mi gente, ¿por qué?
They
Why
lived
did
up
you
to his
do that?"
reputation, dude.
Yes, and they were like,
But
everybody
but
was
they
scared.
ate good.
Yeah. Oh, they ate good that night. Yes, they did. And it was worth them probably getting the radio stolen.
Oh
but
yeah,
at the
they
same
forgot
time,
it. Don't
they
worry
were-
about it. It's good.
They were just like, hey, it's time for Jesse's turn for the study session. They're like, nah, man, we ain't going, bro. Like,
And there was no Uber back then.
no, it was over. That's it. That poor guy. I was like, I mean, gente, why did you have to do that to him and stuff like
Oh,
that?
it had. I mean, I'll tell you a funny story about that. Where you open your family life to other people that aren't used to it. We get together every year. It seems all the guys that played football at South San 90, 91, 92. Shout out to Coach West and Coach Merle. But Coach West, I hadn't seen him in 15, 20 years. I ran
Really?
into him at Whataburger on 410 in Palo Alto. The first words out of his mouth, your grandmother made the best carne asada in San Antonio.
I love
But
it.
I mean, it's something that like, oh man, that makes me feel good because they remember my grandmother for that long.
Yes.
And of course, her food. But she would always feed everybody. Remember when Little Caesar used to have that yard pizza in a yard box?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, the Bigfoot, bro.
Yeah, the Bigfoot. There you go.
yeah, yeah.
So when I graduated, she had a party for me, and she had it catered by her, and she bought like 12 of those Little Caesar pizzas. Sam's had just opened, so she went apeshit and bought all kinds of goodies from there. I mean, there was a lot. There was people where they shut down Somerset. So all of it was down in Shamrock back then, but it's a
Oh, yeah,
Valero
yeah.
now, and now I don't know what the hell it is. But all that double parked across the street. Now that there's clinics, there was people in the grass. So I mean, the cleaners was bumping. That was like Grand Central Station
Yeah.
back in the day. And I mean, I said it back then. I'm like, man, my party was so big, we had black people there.
Oh, my God.
And my dad goes, God damn, when the hell did they come here? And I was like, it's cool, I guess, like people from the whole city showed up.
Right.
But my grandmother was always like that. And I think that's our problem when I cook, because my grandmother taught us, mejor que sobre que falte.
Sí.
It's better to be left over than to be short.
Yeah.
Right.
So everybody ate, everybody fed. And they knew that was like, that was a buffet. Y'all come on down.
And our culture, food is equal to love, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
if somebody's gonna feed you, they're telling you, hey,
You're
you mean
welcome.
enough to me that I'm showing you my love, right? And you're welcome in this house anytime, right? And that is when I think that also on the South Side is very different. Like that pride and culture that you have on the South Side, it's just very different. We keep in touch with a lot of our friends from the South Side, right? And we all still kind of know who everyone is. We watch our kids grow up on Facebook. I was at HEB the other day, and this young man walked up to me. We went to elementary school today. He's like, man, your kids have gotten big. And I was like, how do you know my kids? I forgot that I put everything on social media, so of course they know your kids, right? So, but it's neat, you know. It's just it's a different place, and I know culture has a lot to do with our behavior as men. You know, things are different now, but are they? You know, I mean, are they different? Like we're still struggling as parents to make it every day and do what our dads and doing. You know, go to work and all that stuff. And I don't think it's changed a lot in the sense of our responsibilities and our duties.
Oh no,
I don't think that's changed.
no, that hasn't changed.
I think what's changed, and I noticed it with kids, the younger generation, they're stressed out more.
Right.
They let any little thing get to them. They become very irritable, and they give up. Like,
Oh, yeah, they
I
give
don't,
up.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to see it. And that's the wrong trajectory you want for your children. And, you know, us as parents, that's where I think we've changed to where we're like, hey, let's sit down and talk about it. Like, you can always talk about it. And I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to get mad at you. What's bothering you?
Right.
You know?
And we don't give up, Hector. We're just like you said a minute ago, like we're built different. I'll tell you guys a story. I was in college and I was in a little town and I went to a bar by myself. I was supposed to meet a buddy there and he didn't show up. And it was my first time I'd ever experienced racism, like just sheer, you know, racism. And I'll never forget, I was so proud I didn't want to leave, right? And so there was no one to meet me there and I was outnumbered and I took a pretty good licking that day. Went home, went to the emergency room, and then the very next day I went back to the bar and I'll never forget the bartender was like, what? All beat up with bruises. And I went and I sat right back at the stool where I was that night when I took my beating. And I sat down and he's like, what? They wouldn't serve me the first time. So I was like, I didn't even drink beer at the time, but I was like, I will have a Miller Lite with my busted lip thobes. And he's like, what are you doing here, man? I was like, oh, I figured I'd come back and try to change your mind, see if you like me. And he just looked at me, he grabbed a beer and opened it and put it down. He's like, man, you're crazy. But I was not going to let that experience get the best of me. I was like, no, man, I'm coming back the next day. And I'll never forget, I told a friend, they were like, what are you going to do? And I was like, yep. I didn't get beat up the second time, but I didn't go back to the bar ever again after that. But 2 times was enough, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's just we're a very proud culture, and you know, we just have a way in our culture of doing things that is a little different, right? And so I think that adds obstacles to some of the things that we do. Makes it challenging for us sometimes, and that's why this whole topic of mental health, I think, is so difficult for us, because we are different, because our culture is different, because our side of town is different, right? We have a little bit of all of those things in our limonada, right? And we are different, so it makes things a little bit more challenging. So I see you guys on here, and I see this platform, and to all those folks who are out there listening, you know, it's a powerful thing. We could sit here and talk about sports. We could talk about who has the best bean and cheese taco in San Antonio, right? Or we could tackle some of the bigger issues where we know that folks are struggling and maybe just aren't proud to, you know, want to share those things out loud.
Yeah.
And it is a wonderful opportunity for you guys to do what you guys are doing, and then kind of the place that you guys have found in culture here in San Antonio. And so I think, you know, not to give you guys, and I don't want y'all's heads to be too big because I want you to be able to get out that door when we're done, right?
Let them walk sideways.
But I do think you guys are doing something that people won't understand for a little while. And, you know, hopefully it continues and you get more and more folks and the stream builds and we bring more people to the table to watch and listen. And then they can throw out some other topics that they want folks to tackle. Because I think, you know, this is a wonderful opportunity to share a message with folks who are listening out there. This is how we do things these days, right? It's done through podcast. I don't like sitting down watching the news. Like, you know, I listen to the radio because I'm in the car and we're driving, right? Like,
Yeah.
But this is how we get our news now, right? And so we need to be okay with bringing some of these things to the table and say, hey, look, it's okay that we're not okay. Let's not be okay together.
I think what's great about it also is that, and James made it possible, is that we're available either on YouTube or Spotify. So
Yeah,
a lot of times people, I've had people personally tell me, I like to listen to you guys when I go for a walk or when I'm driving into work, and then I'll continue when I'm driving back home from work, or I'll listen to it on my day off, or when I'm at home drinking my coffee, I'll put y'all on, you know. And to me, I think that's the best compliment that we could ever get.
Oh, yeah.
That they're giving our podcasts go into their lives, and then they can either relate to it or listen to it or know about it or talk about it later or ask. And guys, please, if you have questions, if you have comments, comment on YouTube, comment on social platforms. Don't comment to me in person because it doesn't count. It counts when you do it on YouTube. It counts when you do it on TikTok.
Helps us with the algorithm when you guys comment. And
it really does,
with us.
and we'll be able to get more guests and be able to talk about more subjects that aren't really discussed. But comment, please comment all you want. Comment as much as you can. Recommend, share, tell people about us. And that's how we grow the community. And I know you brought up a great point where we're using this platform, and I actually got away from it where at the end of the episode I give out my phone number, and even he says
That's why I said call him because he gives out his number. That's why I said,
like
bro.
you're crazy, and I'm like, no, I've always felt you're never alone. You always have someone has to talk to you, or you have someone to talk to. And I give out my cell phone. I did it when I worked at a bank.
Yep.
I had my customers from Mexico call me. I lost my debit card.
Wait
Well,
till
they said
he
it
gets-
in Spanish.
Wait till he gets that call. What are you wearing?
I've already gotten those.
Wait till you get that, bro.
Don't stop those calls. Keep them coming too. but I mean, it's just I've always, you know, I even answer spam calls because I like fucking with people. Because I'm like, oh, you're not my friend. So what do you got? What are you selling me? Or a political thing? Like, oh, now you need me. Now you need me to vote. You ain't getting shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just like that, where it's like I'll answer phone. My boss is like, why do you answer your phone? It's a spam call. I'm like, I don't know. I'm bored. Like, I want to fuck with somebody today.
You don't know the impact that a conversation can have on someone's life. And so I was with the teacher the other day, and so I'm like you. I give out my phone number too. James will tell them to call me too.
All right.
But the teachers will text me, right? They'll be like, "Hey, Mr. Garcia, can you help us with this? Hey, Jesse, I'm working on this. One, who is this? And two, what school are you at, and what district? Because I got all of Texas." But you know, I had this teacher tell me the other day. You know, she pulled me aside and she had her scores went up a lot, right? And so I had helped her little stuff on the side, you know, just kind of advised her on how to do some things. And so she came and showed me her scores, so proud. And she said, she goes, you know, when I spoke to you after the conference, she goes, I remember after the session, she goes, I remember you said you were kind of in a rush to get to a plane. And then you wound up staying there and talking to me for an hour. She's like, did you catch your flight? I was like, actually, I missed it. But I got the next one after that. She goes, well, it meant so much to me that you took time out of your day to listen to me. And I don't think anyone had done that for me. And so here's the fruits of our labor. She said, our labors, like my scores are your scores. Nice. And so she showed me the scores and she's like, look how these kids did. And you said they could do it and you believed in me. And I wasn't even sure that I believed in me. And so it was such a powerful conversation on the drive to the airport. I was like, man, you know, it's incredible what you can say or do to someone, right? Because everyone has these in their hands, right?
Yeah,
and it's so easy to be like, But when you just sit down and put your things down and you just look them eye to eye and you listen to what they have to say, it's like old school, right? And it meant so much to her, and then the impact it had for her and her students. So I got a letter from her and her students basically thanking me for the support and everything. And I was like, I told my wife, I was like, this is why we do what we do, right? Because one simple act can change someone's life. Even when you don't think it's big, it could be huge.
Sometimes it's just a little encouragement, man. You give somebody encouragement or you get encouragement. That's all it takes.
Yep.
Like you have the will, you have the everything there. You just need a little push, and just like you said, listening to them and just encouraging them to go for it.
Yep.
That's all it takes. Sometimes like a rocket is like rocket fuel. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
And you know, at the end of my social media post every morning, I always finish with, in case no one's told you, hey, love you guys, right? Because I don't think we say that enough to each other. And as men, we definitely don't say that.
I do. I don't. You can ask him.
Yes.
I say it a lot.
Yeah, he does.
And I mean, and that's just my habit. And I really started after I started losing friends to suicide, you know. And then I had read something about Emilio Navaida when he passed away, that right before, leading up to the couple months before he had that heart attack, that he would tell everybody, "Hey man, I love you. Hey mano, I love you. Hey brother, I love you."
Good.
And it's funny because I say it's funny because I have some of my friends that I know in my life. They're like, "What?
Yeah.
I love you too."
What am I
I'm like, you know, I'm not saying it for you to tell me back. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
Because you never know. And
he
I'm
does
always on the
end our
road.
he even ends our text messages with "Love you, brother."
Masa es joto, güey.
That's
Right?
99%. Like, I was like, joteada. I'm like, I didn't say I want to sleep with you. I said, I love you, bro. I didn't say nice pants. I just said, I love you, bro. Have a good day.
He told me the first time too, and I'm like, oh,
He's
man.
like, what?
I
You
felt
took out-
obligated to tell my, like, you know, when you got that girl and she loves you and you don't love her yet,
Yeah.
you're like,
I like you a lot.
I just said, me too.
Me too.
Me too.
You're neat.
You're all ditto.
You're so awesome. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm walking backwards now. It's weird.
Don't put that on me, man. Don't put that on me.
You know, but I mean, I just feel like that. Even my fiance Blanca, she's like, "You're very sure of yourself," and I'm like, "Oh, I know what I am," I go, but I wear my feelings on my sleeve now because I don't know how much time we have. I always tell people, "When's your midlife point? When have you reached the halfway point of your life?" And they're like, "Oh, 50." I'm like, "Nope, it's 35, 36."
Yeah.
Because normally we'll live to be 74, 75 maybe.
Yep.
So we're past
The average
our
Latino
male
male
point.
lives
Exactly.
to be 76
We're
years
at that
old.
age, dude. Well, you guys are definitely at that age. I'm at that age too, though. Where like
Oh,
people are dying. You know what I mean?
they are,
have
man.
people my age dying of heart attacks.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, and again, we carry it all bottled up in here, and We don't let it out very often, and we don't take care of ourselves. And you know how we are about going to the doctor. I mean, you just add up the things. That
Shit,
we do.
the older I got, I go to.
Shit, I'm not going to the doctor for shit.
I had a doctor call me Saturday morning because I was like, "Hey, I called my healthcare provider. I called the pharmacy and gave them hell. I'm like, look, I don't know who prescribed me this medication, but I told them I was deathly allergic to it, and they added it to my metoprolol, my blood pressure medicine. They're like, well, that's weird, sir. Let's reach out to your provider. They reached out to the previous one. I'm like, she's not my provider. And so it was just a food bar. So I contacted the clinic. Super nice people. They're like, sir, I'm so sorry. Super nice. I had the doctor call me. She was like, I'm going to take care of it. Do you know how this happened? I go, I have no idea. When I talked to the intake gentleman, I told him my allergies, and I told him the medicine I was in. So it might have just got cross-reference. I don't know. I'm not putting any blame on anybody, but could you please make sure? Because I've already gone a week without it. And if I would have been an asshole and I fucking dumb and this and that, I wouldn't have gotten shit. They're like, wait till Monday. Yeah. But that the minute I hung up with her, 30 minutes later, HEB called, your medicine's ready.
That's good.
And free.
Oh, HEB takes care of people, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They take good care of
but let me tell you, I had gone and I was like, why isn't my Manjaro not prescribed? They're like, sir, we gave you 6 boxes in January. And I'm like, no, you didn't. They're like, yeah. I go, ma'am, I wouldn't be asking you. I go, back then, it was the first time I got it for $25 because of this new premium that I'm on. And then they got the pharmacist. He goes, sir, we have to review the cameras. We'll call you back. And I'm like, you can review all you want. I go, but you only gave me 1 box. So I left, and I was cool about it. I was mad, but I was cool about it. I got home, right when I pulled up, sir, I talked to my boss, the pharmacist. I talked to my boss, the head pharmacist, and he said to go ahead and give you the box, but we're still gonna look at the cameras. And I'm like, I understand that. I go, I used to do loss prevention. I know about like loss and theft and security. I go, but you don't have to keep reminding me. I heard you the first time. You make it sound like I'm guilty of something. I go, but when you look at the camera, I want you to call me and apologize to me. Yeah. Well, why would I do that? Because you keep pushing and stressing the 6 boxes. Yeah. I go, so when you figure out your inventory's over, or someone's stealing from me, one of the two, you'll figure it out. Fair enough, he called. Mr. Sanchez, this is pharmacist, whatever. And I was like, yes.
Hello.
I just wanted to, what had happened was, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. You were going to say, I'm sorry? We're sorry. I don't know what it was. And they just entered it wrong. And I'm like, okay. I go, that's it. I go, have a good day. Yeah. Appreciate you.
And you know, it's funny you talk about the doctor. And I know, James, you're just not a fan. It sounds like you're not a fan of
I'm like Miklo, dude. No, people die at the hospital. I'm not going, dude.
That is the typical Hispanic.
And I was about to say, typical Latino coach. So those of you guys watching, I can tell I have high blood pressure. I have high cholesterol and wonderful things that I inherited from my Latino family, right? No matter how much exercise I do, no matter what I do, I have that. You go to the doctor tells me I'm 30 pounds overweight, right? And so, I mean, it's not always great news when you go to the doctor, but at our age, you know, it's important to do that. So if you're not doing that, gentlemen, make an appointment, get out there, go see your PCP, go let them take a look, even though you may not like what you hear. My doctor's short and fat, and he tells me I'm fat. So I was like, oh yeah, it's a pock out on the kind of black hair.
No, I had a doctor. I used to go to Central Med, you know, the Hill Country Fair of medical clinics. And my doctor at the time, Dr. Lopez, I'll never forget him. This guy was at least 450. Pushing 5.
Okay.
And I had parked to go to my appointment, and I see him, beautiful navy blue Corvette pulls up. It was him. It took him 15 minutes to get out of that car. And I was just like, oh, I hope he tells me I'm fat today. I can't wait. Sure enough, Mr. Sanchez, you're going to talk about your weight. Oh, okay. I've been waiting for this.
Yes.
Let me tell you about your weight, boss.
I go, draw a picture for you.
No, I go, you got that nice Corvette outside? He goes, oh, you saw it? It's nice. I go, no, I saw you struggling for 15 minutes to get out of it. Yeah, my wife wants me to trade it in. I go, good luck with that shit. Yeah. But I mean, it's hard taking advice from someone. I'm like, dude, come on.
I know. You know, and people would equate it to like coaches, right? Because sometimes you see your coaches weren't always some of the fittest folks out there. And I know there's a lot of very fit coaches, but I remember somebody telling me one time, they were like, yeah, this coach is trying to tell my son to do this and he's not in shape and blah, blah. You know, like we live in that kind of culture right now. Everyone is judging everything all the time. Like you said, there'll be some comments in here about something that we're like, what? Are you watching the show? Like, what are y'all talking about? But that's just the culture we're in. Everybody gets to fire off a hot sports opinion about something sometime, right? And so one of the reasons I got into weather, and I know we talked about weather when it was cold here, but one of the reasons I got into it is I followed it as a kid, always loved weather. They didn't have that program at Incarnate Word when I went, otherwise I would have gotten that degree. But I got into weather because I wasn't always crazy about the weather forecast, so I started like looking them up myself. When I worked for the district, I would help kind of predict what might come down the street. And so when we had that big snow vid that they said that time,
Oh,
I
you
had
were all
told my
over it, dude.
superintendent a month before and said, "Hey, bro, like this is coming. Like, hey, I'm telling you." And he's like, "Well, I'll believe it when I see it." And I was looking at models that were showing single-digit temperatures and snow and ice and all this stuff, and nothing. Like no one was buying it until we were about 2 weeks out, even when we were a week out. And so it was part of my job, and that's part of the reason that I got into it. And then I wound up just loving weather. I mean, that's the reason I didn't go to prom, because I was a big nerd, right? But it became kind of this second thing that I enjoyed
Obsession.
doing. Yeah, man, it's just like, and I'd run the models, and I'd run them again, and do it. Like it's just became something else for me to do. And you know, one of the things I do find as Latino men, we're very obsessive about something. When we're in, we're in. Like,
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Cancel Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you decide that you're in on something, like, boom, you're in. Like, James did some wonderful work here, and you guys at home can't see it, but this place looks incredible.
Appreciate it.
Clearly a very talented man here.
Appreciate it.
Not so much. I contract with folks like James to get work like that done, because I do not have that skill set.
Fix
at
and
all.
go San Antonio.
There it is. You heard it
That
here
was a
first. man.
very cheap plug, but yeah,
I'll take it. I had to drop it in there, dude. I had to drop it in there, bro.
bam.
Perfect timing. I was like, set. Come on in, James.
Yeah, you alley-ooped me right there, bro.
But
I
yeah,
got
man,
it.
you know, we all have different talents, right? You know, so you got to kind of leverage what those things are. And back to our mental health, like I said, find something you like to do.
Not
something
drinking,
you like.
not drinking
Not
or
drinking.
drugs.
No,
yeah,
not
not
that,
drinking
yeah.
or drugs. Find something positive.
If you
to
do drink and do drugs, call me.
I mean,
We
drinking
need to talk.
drinking and drugs is fun once in a while, but it's not a hobby.
No, call me when you do for real.
And the older you get, the harder it is. Right?
Oh,
Just
man.
even on a Saturday night, staying up. We had a little party last night, getting up this morning, then cleaning and doing all.
And
like,
then you
nobody
did the
wants to do
workout
it.
of death. Like, dude, you're crazy,
Oh, yeah,
bro. I
so
got tired of hearing you. So I got
suffering.
tired of seeing your post. I'm like, shit.
Okay, we went to a comedy show the other night with Mario and Josh and them. It was badass and it was funny, dude. But I was dead tired by the end of it. I was like, man, wrap it up. Just fucking wrap it
Right,
up.
right. Your face
And it was
hurt.
good,
It's
dude.
like-
I just tired, bro.
Yeah, man, it wears at you. So I think there's a lot, you know, we got to cover today and talk about what's going on in people's lives and everything that people are having to, for lack of a better word, juggle, right? There's a lot of things that we're having to juggle. And just, I do want people to just call Hector, be comfortable
Yes.
and share your feelings, but talk to somebody, guys. Be okay with being who you are. Know that you're flawed just like the rest of us, right? None of us are perfect. It's okay to be perfectly imperfect, right?
Yeah.
And then take care of yourself. Talk to somebody. You know, get it off your chest. You know, we hear all the stories now about, like you said, people your age having heart attacks. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, there's a reason for all that stuff. It's beyond health, and it comes back to that mental health. And like we said, find something you like to do, and not drinking and
or
drugs.
you know
Yes.
what I mean?
If you
Something
do,
else.
call me. Either way.
And Hector,
But back to real quick, back to with the weather and the forecast that you do. I listen to you before I listen to anybody else.
that's what a lot of folks tell me.
And I turned James onto that. I'm like, dude, you got to check him out.
Oh, it was fun. I loved it, dude. When you were doing the little forecast, the Masa forecast, that was
Yeah.
badass, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
well,
Well,
you're-
I was waiting for the next ones, dude.
yeah.
Well, now we're already out of the clear. Once we're clear this, he's off.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought we were gonna get even the smooth weather. I thought we were
Yes.
gonna get it all
Oh
the
no, no,
time.
they didn't get all that. That's contractual.
I have to wait till it gets cloudy,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
rainy, and stuff like that. Jump back on.
I wait till my knee gets arthritis. I'll let you know in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
Just
it's
in
gonna
time
rain
for
tomorrow.
Fiesta.
Yeah.
Hey, people at the office at the water cooler, they're like, oh man, here comes Jesse with the weather
Yeah.
report.
Oh, dang it. What does this guy want? Yeah.
No,
He's gonna tell me about the weather today.
Yep. I'm excited, man.
I think we're gonna have to get you a Que Pasa con la Masa blazer.
Oh, there you
To make it
go.
look legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I might make a tie. Get the logo.
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Oh shit,
Be able
just
to
put
get
that on.
the logo. It's like,
Just do like Favorite Flav and wear it.
yeah, it's just like hanging off. Hey, we'll make it happen, man.
No, man, I really enjoy when you do that. But you, like you said, you got to be obsessive about something. And when I see you, the great thing about it is it doesn't sound scripted like it does on TV. Because TV, you're like, come on, Shaban, just get it over with. Enough about the hill country. Let us know about us, like
Right.
the raza, or shit, are they gonna cancel school?
Me,
That's-
You know, but you
the
break
number
it
one
down.
question I
Yeah.
get.
You know, of course, I know you get that. Like, it's
me,
gonna be
me
canceled.
personally, dude, I like watching the South American weather reports, dude.
I know why. I don't have to
Yeah.
ask James. Yeah.
Don't call me for that. Call James for that.
Send me the clips. I'll check them out
Oh,
for
man.
for science purposes. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
just for science,
For science
purposes.
purposes.
Yeah,
But no, I think that it was good that we did touch the subjects that we did and we spoke up, because it's kind of like it's kind of dying to me, because our generation, we're not going to live forever.
No.
I really wish our kids would take it more seriously, but I think that they avoid it at all costs because they've also seen it and they've been exposed to it more because of social media and there's more information available on the web and everybody has a phone, has a tablet, or has a computer or whatever, but they're accessible to faster things than we were.
Oh yeah.
It's a different world, dude. You got some of these kids, 15, 16, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, dude, living better than us, dude,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
I've seen
phone. You know what I mean? So it's a different world.
Very, very different for us.
And I mean, I think that it does take a lot to talk to your kids now. I hear parents tell me, and they're like, I don't know what the hell he's saying half of the time. You know, and it's funny because I think about when we were growing up, you know, and my dad, the business that we had, the dry cleaning business, he'd get mad because I was a MTV kid, you know, Duran Duran,
Oh, yeah.
Cyndi Lauper, Talking Heads, and rock, and my dad was all La Norteñita del Aire and
Yeah.
KDA, and he's like, turn that shit down. You're not ever gonna find a job that plays music. So now when we go to HEB, I'm like, what's that? You hear that? Oh, that's music. You know, and it's funny because I'll take it to Michoacán and there's a goddamn party going on. I'm like,
yeah.
how the hell y'all work? I'll be dancing and drinking. I wouldn't be working. But I tell my dad, it's changing with the times. It was changing back then. You didn't want it. You didn't want to allow it. Or who would have thought of that and inventing music for your business? You
Right.
know? And it's just, it's funny because it's a whole different, it's like it goes in cycles, you know? And then we're like, well, AI. You know, to me, that shit's scary.
Yeah.
I know that it's innovative and everything, but I'm really scared of that shit.
I saw Terminator. I know how that,
Yeah,
I know how it
exactly.
ends. I know how
I'm
it
with
ends.
Sarah Connor. I don't give a shit what anybody
It's
says.
it's a double-edged sword, man, because it opens up the world to like so much good stuff, but there's also, you know, the downside of it. So it's a double-edged sword.
I write an email and AI corrects my email, and I was like, man, that sounds smart when I send it.
It's
right?
an amazing tool, dude,
It
if you
is.
use it right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But 10 years from now, what is it gonna be? You know what I mean?
I know there'll be a lot of jobs that
Jo-
exist
exactly.
now that won't.
The
AI
good thing
won't
is,
take
blue collar jobs, fix and go. I'll still be here.
fix and go. There you go.
That's
Two
true.
plugs. Two plugs.
Dude,
plugs.
I really think that if we would have concentrated in school with teaching more trades, you know, not laughing at them like, oh, those are the guys that didn't make the
Right.
football team or they weren't smart enough or they're the ones that are making more money than some of the people that made fun of them.
Shit,
Right.
plumbers, HVAC, and electricians, dude, they're the fastest growing
Mechanics.
millionaires.
I know mechanics at North Park Toyota that make crazy.
What?
Well, now to be a mechanic, though, you gotta be a
Certifications.
no, but you
Honestly.
gotta be practically a genius on the computer because
Oh, that
everything's
too,
computers
right,
now. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
You know,
You gotta be a software engineer.
in a way, I
It
kind of
says-
like AI, the future of it, as far as like customer service, because everybody complains when you get someone from the other end and that you don't understand what they're saying or their language is real choppy.
Right.
You know, and you're like, give me someone that speaks English, and then they're talking to you in English, but in their version. I think AI is going to eliminate all that. I think it's just going to be a monotone, like a robotic voice, or maybe even make it friendly. Shit, who knows?
Yeah.
But you'll be able to understand correctly.
The Singularity, bro. You ever read that book, The Singularity?
You're scaring me when you start bringing up all
When
these books.
when humans start merging with machines,
Oh,
that's
no,
coming,
I'm
dude.
not.
Where we start getting chips and everything to enhance us. That's coming.
Well, you
dude.
see those movies, right? Like somebody just put their finger on their ear
Yeah.
because the phone's in the ear. Like it's just crazy. I mean, I'm sure when we were looking at future movies in the '80s, you know, you never think of what was gonna come and actually be here, right? And I thought we were gonna have flying cars by
Yeah.
now. Like I guess it didn't work out, right?
Yeah,
I
the
saw Back to the
Jetsons.
Future. Yeah, what's going on? But I mean, things change so much, you know, from that time to now. You're right. It's a different ball game, and so while some things have changed a lot, some things have not changed as much, right? And so we're still kind of facing some of those same challenges, even though more is expected of us, and we just gotta kind of roll with the punches. And I think that is harder than it looks like in real life.
Oh, it's changing so fast too. It's gonna go fast.
Well, I
man.
think
Like, the
it's
changes.
scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
The unknown is scary always.
It is.
But right now, when you said about AI and technology, it reminded me of a joke. There's a Mexican and a Japanese guy and a white guy at a bar, and the Japanese guy gets his phone and looking at it. He goes, "Hey man, did you know this happened today?" And the Mexican and the white guy are like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, look, I got the news on my phone. That's a small screen. That's a TV." He goes, "Yeah, it's my new phone." The guy goes, "Oh, hold on." The white guy goes, "Hold on." Gets his finger and puts it in his ear. Yeah, I'll be home around 6. Like, what are you doing? He goes, "Oh, I'm talking to my wife." He goes, "On your finger?" He goes, "Oh yeah, it's a new phone. Chip. You can answer phone calls." He goes, "I'll be right back." The Mexican goes to the restroom, comes back, and he has toilet paper hanging out of his ass. The white guy and the Japanese guy, Pedro, there's a toilet paper sticking out of your ass. He goes, "Oh shit, I just got the facts. I'll be here all week."
I should have hit the.
There's
know-
that
you know-
joke right there.
You know what's crazy though, dude? You went from seeing horses and buggies to AI, dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy.
someone predicted it.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother episode. We're not going to discuss that.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, so whatever we're getting now, it's been around for a
Oh.
long time, right? So there's something out there. It's called LiDAR, right? It's basically like 3D mapping
Yeah.
instead of like, I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
They're doing it in like South America in
Yeah,
the
it's like
Amazon,
map
and they're
everything
finding all
out.
kinds of crazy shit.
And so the I got on TV the other night, he was talking about how he had been working with this technology for the last 15 years, but it's just now readily available on the market, right? So it's been around for 15 years. Only in the last 2 has it kind of made itself out to where it's at. So whatever's happening in AI now is 10, 15 years old, right?
Imagine what they have that they're not telling us that they have. Dude.
Exactly.
Imagine.
Hate to get out there the conspiracy theory, but I mean, there is a lot that we probably
Oh,
don't know that they
they're
have.
20, 30 years ahead of what we got
Don't
easily.
start.
No, dude, you
It's
think
coming. It's coming.
dude, these cell phones we have, bro, it's 20 years ago. That was a
If we
computer,
had
dude.
aliens in the 50s, you don't think that we're way ahead with what they have, all the knowledge? You don't think they helped create some of that shit? I'm pretty sure they did.
It's the aliens, bro. It's the aliens.
They're going to release the files.
As long as they're tuning in right now, that's
Yeah.
okay. As long
Yeah.
as put your comments in the chat. Yeah.
Nadu.
What if this is a theory I have? I know we're going down the
Oh,
down the conspiracy.
shit. Hold on, kids.
No, but I think back in the like Egyptian days, all those old days when they built the pyramids, there was technology there.
Oh, yeah.
We're just rediscovering it.
Right.
I don't think it's new. I think we're just rediscovering technology and science.
They
You
had
know what the
some help.
world needs now? Indiana Jones.
Oh,
That's
Indiana
it.
Jones is my hero, dude. That's my hero right
They had
there.
a
bro.
marathon going on yesterday.
Oh,
I'm not
I-
gonna lie, I stopped and started watching it.
I
and
feel
was like,
old
when
when
I-
I see it. I'm like, damn it.
how cool was he?
Bro, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be Indiana Jones. That was my
Yeah.
hero right there, dude.
And you
I didn't
said
like
world-
Batman, Superman. It was Indiana Jones, bro.
Oh, yeah, he was the shit.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow, man. That guy's just smooth. Yeah, he's cracking a whip.
Yeah.
And
But
then when your dad Sean Connery, how much cooler can you get?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy all that stuff. And you look back at all that stuff and how old all that stuff looks now compared to what we see every day, right?
But we're talking about corny movies, right?
I tried to have my kids watch it with me, and they just couldn't get into it.
No.
It's boring.
Nah,
Dad.
they like it too
doesn't-
slow.
You know how it looks, do the picture and everything. It's not the same anymore, dude. They're used to all this 4D and
Yeah, it's just so different.
it's,
If it's not animated, they don't want nothing to do with it.
nah, it's not even animation. I think it's just the way it looks and everything, dude. It's not like
It looks natural.
you know what? I did have them watch Howard the Duck with me though, and they like that shit, dude.
What?
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cool movie.
Yeah.
I tried to make my wife watch it. She hated it.
My
She
wife
was
hates
awful.
Howard the Duck too, dude. But me and the kids will
It's
sit
so
there. And watch.
inappropriate too. Howard the Duck was pretty
Yeah,
bad,
it
right?
is, dude.
He was a Hugh Hefner of ducks.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he was, man. That was out there, right? You watch it now and you're like, oh. Okay.
What about the special effects in there, dude? Those are fire, bro.
Yeah, I was watching Star Wars, the first one, yesterday.
Oh, it came out. Yeah, I
And,
saw it.
yeah, and I was watching it, and I was like, man, those special effects are on point for 1979 or whatever it
Well,
was, right?
you know they did that with like toys and stuff, dude. That's the crazy part about
that
it,
is
dude.
awesome. They on strings and just,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
I love the fact that it was made in England, and you think about it like that's in England.
What was
Star Wars.
Where at?
The
What part?
set was
The
in,
set,
the
yeah.
set was
Oh,
in
really?
England. That's where they had R2D2, the little short English guy. But I was watching it yesterday, and I was looking at it. I'm like, how did they get Jabba the Hutt to walk around like that? And then the second one, the third one, he's all just planted there. And I was like, that's pretty cool to have him walking along with talking to Han Solo.
Yeah.
But just you see the green monster with the like he looks like Hubert but green.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was wearing some funky ass zipper boots. I was all taking out the boots. I was like, what the hell is he wearing? But it worked back then, you know.
You know
It was
what
just
other
ahead
one?
of his time.
The Labyrinth, dude, and
Oh,
the
God.
Never Ending Story, dude.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
movies are the shit, dude. I watch those all the time with my kids. Do they like them?
You know,
Really?
in the 2020, I think it was 2020, yeah, 2020. So they brought Luke Skywalker back in that Mandalorian show. He made an appearance at one of the end of the episodes, and it was basically the AI into the episode, right? Super Bowl did something to us the other night. I don't know if you guys caught it. But
Pedro Pascual.
Did you see the AI commercials that they put out there where they're not real actors? It's just AI. And so
Oh,
they
yeah.
were different folks talking and doing things. And I think they were trying to gauge how we felt about the commercials without the people and the AI characters. It was a little
Well,
weird.
They
Go back
have
and
AI,
rewatch 'em.
they have AI OnlyFans pages where the girls are AI and you don't know it, dude. And
Really?
they're one of the highest ranking ones, dude.
I'm
I
gonna
guess
check my
making money.
subscriptions.
Dude, you go on Instagram. Some of those
There better be a disclaimer
no,
on
no.
that shit.
Some
I
of
want
those
my money back.
some of those Instagram models on there, dude, are AI. Dude, it's not even real, bro.
Oh my God.
No.
Really?
I swear to God, bro.
That's crazy.
It's gonna get crazy. Like
How can you tell?
it looks too they look too nice, bro.
They're
On
just
some of- they-
a little
it's-
more robotic in their movements.
No, it's not even, dude.
No?
It's not even that. It just you could tell because it looks too filtered almost.
Oh, okay.
But
clean.
yeah, it's too clean, too filtered, and
Yeah.
Females, please stop using filters. Please.
yeah.
Because I'm having a hard time running into y'all and I don't know who the fuck you are.
No, but Dude.
I just had to put that out there.
But the actors are upset because they're starting to replace
Right.
them in the movies with AI, dude.
We'll see.
And music. I got a couple playlists on my Spotify, dude, and it's AI music, and it's fucking it's
I wonder if
badass.
they have to like NIL or something like that because they had actors on like they went back to Jurassic Park like the first one and those people were walking around doing stuff and it was not them, right? We knew
Yeah.
it was not them. But I was like, do you pay them NIL like name, image, and likeness?
I
for
think
them?
I think they have to pay them a little bit, but there was a big fight. You remember when they had that strike, the Hollywood strike?
Yeah, yeah.
It was over the AI and all that
Actors Guild.
stuff. It was
Yeah.
I think they're old royalties for that because it's them, even
I
though
can
it's
see
not them, but it's them under the licensing of the movie.
no. Now I think when they do their contracts, it has to be in the contracts now because
That would make sense.
they have to own their own name and image now. You know, because essentially they were signing their contracts to sign in their name and image.
Well, since we're talking about that, what do y'all think about the Jim Carrey conspiracy?
What happened?
Oh, he's got his whole
That
What?
yeah.
it's not him right now. That it's he got replaced or cloned.
I have no idea, dude.
Well,
That's
you
a-
stepped through it today.
Yeah, that's
I didn't know that was a thing, dude.
Look it up. I want you to look it up.
It's
and
a
you tell
rabbit
me.
hole though.
What about the
James.
Biden one, dude? Where they were saying it was a clone or it was a double that it wasn't him.
When the one speaking this weekend?
No.
No, he came out this weekend.
Who, Biden?
did?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I've
did.
seen
He
it
did
a
some
No,
political torch stop.
Since he was president, supposedly he
was a lizard
died,
man.
and then they had and the ears are different. There's a bunch of weird stuff, dude.
Like Trump's.
I don't know about Trump's, bro. Maybe I don't know. I haven't heard that one, dude.
You
I had to
start-
throw that one in.
I haven't heard that one,
You
dude.
start reading that stuff, man. And,
Dude, it's a rabbit hole, dude. You
yeah,
get lost
is.
in it, bro.
It is.
Yeah, last time luckily the guest walked in. I'm like, thank God you saved me.
Oh, we started.
Because we go into it, we're like, hold on, dog.
I turned into full Alex Jones over here, dude.
He puts on his aluminum hat on. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's over.
I
Dog.
go full Infowars.
It's like
dude.
Mel Gibson on Signs. I was like, no, I passed James. I don't know, dog. It's about 4:30.
Don't get me into it, bro. I get hyped up, dude.
We'll have to talk about that later, James. I've heard a few of them. There's some that
All
you know,
right.
follow, but yeah.
He's the master. Because I'm like, dude, I'm gonna jump out of my truck listening to what you're telling me right now.
Oh, I told my wife makes fun of me because I watch shows about Bigfoot, aliens, and hauntings, right?
Yeah.
And she asked me one time, she's like, why do you like watching this stuff? And I was like, science has a lot of answers to a lot of things. I like to watch the stuff that doesn't have answers, and people are like, what is this and why
They're
is
guessing.
it happening, right? And so you don't really have proof to support it one way or the other than the people who just say, nah, it's all fake, it's all this, it's all that. I mean,
You believe in ghosts?
I saw my first ghost when I was a kid, and I've been hoping to see another one since, and I've not been lucky enough
I
to
think
see
when you
another
don't
one.
want to, you see one.
Yes.
Oh, dude, my grandma had a house, dude. It was haunted as shit, bro. I used to live there, dude. Just to scare the shit out of me, bro. So I 100% believe in ghosts.
I
Dude.
believe in sleep demons. Because it's happened to me
Oh
several
yeah,
times.
where you can't move and you're wide awake.
Yep.
You can't
And
talk
you
to
see
them.
the
Oh,
shit
yeah.
from-
Paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they call
I
them
had-
incubuses or something.
I had a
like that.
guy. I had a guy customer
Succubus.
that was
Succubus.
he had a book about that. I was just odd how he started talking to me. He's just one of those weird looking guys, and he just like, hey, you haven't been there to talk? And I'm like, yeah. I was the manager at the restaurant in Austin, and he goes, you ever heard of sleep demons? And I'm like, yeah. I go, I've actually experienced one. Have a seat. And he fucking bust out like this little satchel, like he was all like, what's his name, from Tom Hanks in that movie, the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, yeah.
He had all these drawings and books, and he's like, read this one. And of course, I read it. I was like, damn, this shit really happened to me. He's like, you know that it's really aliens and they're just probing your brain, right? They're not going to get rid of you. That once they get you, they stay with you the rest of your life. I'm like, get out of here, dude. And it happened to me as late as last year.
Well, and us as humans, we're energy, right? And so
Yeah.
if you guys know the laws of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? So the idea that something is left behind is possible in the laws of thermodynamics, right? If you want to talk about the science. But then you add culture to that, and you add,
kukui.
yes, you add all the long, the tales that come along with it. I mean, I think we all grown up here in San Antonio heard about La Llorona, right? It's a worldwide phenomenon. It's not a San Antonio story, right? The donkey lady, there's a bridge here, Donkey Lady Bridge.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
There was
The devil that danced in the west side.
Ándale, yes, who came to the Camaroncito.
El Camaroncito.
Yes, and so you hear the folk tales, and then you got to take the folk tales and cross that with history. Did you guys know there's no record of a bus ever getting hit on the railroad tracks in San Antonio? Never happened. As far as the records go, now could have it happened and not been reported? Yeah, but there is no record of a bus being stopped on the tracks and getting hit by the train, right? Yet, if you go there, I mean, everyone loves to go to that spot to go sit on the haunted railroad tracks, right? And if you go do the science behind it, there's a reason you do that because it's really a decline, not an incline. And there's kind of plays tricks on your eyes and all that stuff. So I'm usually the one that spoils the ghost story because I'll tell you the science behind it. So I watch all those shows because I'm like, okay, I want to know, like, if it's not this and it's not that and it's not this, then what is it? You know, and we don't have that answer, and that fascinates me because I don't know what it is. Right?
Yeah, because you want the answers.
I do, and I want them before I die. And according to Latino culture, I've got till I'm 76 and I'm already 53, man.
Yeah,
23
exactly.
years.
You're
What
Well,
am I
this
gonna do?
is my thing. That once I do pass, and then I find out that it was bullshit, I'll be more mad. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna scare him for real.
I told my wife, I was like, if I go, I'm haunting you. I am so haunting you. And I was like, I'm only gonna haunt you when you go to the restroom. You're gonna sit down, and I'm gonna be like,
They
what do
don't
you
wear
want?
they don't wear toilet paper.
Like, what are you wearing?
You're gonna see the toilet paper float out of the room. I was like, and if you're married, if you remarried, con más ganas, I'm gonna
Oh
yeah,
shit!
so
My girl told me, she's like, I'm not gonna scratch your feet. I'm gonna drag your whole ass down into the bed. I'm like, that's so odd, but scary at the same time. So I know I won't do shit. I'm like, I want you to stuff me like an animal, and I want to be looking at you in the bedroom.
yeah.
And she's like, are you out of your mind? I'm like, yeah.
And
That's exactly what I want.
I'm gonna follow my kids around and just be behind them and be like, I told you so. Didn't I tell you? I told you so.
You
Yeah.
didn't listen.
And your shoes, and I'm gonna turn all the lights on in the house, and I'm gonna have a good time.
Oh, I'm gonna be like, girl, you in danger.
You guys gonna be like Beetlejuice, dude, just over there fucking with people, bro.
Hey man, if I'm gonna have to hang around this place and I don't get one of these, I don't get a body.
Yeah.
Hey man, I want to hang around and have a little fun.
Shit, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I told you should have called me.
Look how it turned out. But yeah, we talk about all these things, and I love going down some of these rabbit holes and talking about other stuff, right? Because there's just so much that happens in the world every day. And so I'm like, it's Sunday, so I go home on Sundays or Sunday nights. I watch the same Expedition Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
There's no, they have not caught
There's
Bigfoot.
nothing.
Did you know that they have not caught Bigfoot? Big surprise, right? They haven't caught him. He's the best at hide and go seek than anybody else in this world.
Oh, he's magical, bro. Hey, but there's tales of him from
Back in the
hundreds of
days,
years, dude.
yeah.
For
And that's what
the Native
fascinates me,
Americans,
right?
everybody, dude.
But I relate it back to what we were talking about because growing up on the South Side, there was the folklore and of the stories that got told on the South Side, right? Of some people, right? It could have been a gang, it could have been a person. Like there was that every block had that one house that everybody was afraid of, that nobody wanted to go by that house, right? Like there was always that, right? There was always these tales that came along that just added to the lore of whatever it
Ours was
was.
a lechuza, bro.
Oh yeah,
the lechuza.
Man, you would hear that shit, you're like, I ain't bullshit. That's for real.
There was one that landed on the wire right behind my mom's house, and she was coming out. It landed, and a feather fell right in our backyard.
You're like,
Dude, we shut it down. Like, we could not go to the backyard for like a week. Dude, my mom was like, no salgas para afuera because the lechuza is going to get
Te
you.
va a
And
llevar.
I was
Te
like,
va a llevar.
I was like, it's kind of windy. I would think the wind probably blew that feather out of the yard. My mom didn't care. Like, nobody was going outside because she was like behind the cuartito waiting for you. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, okay, so which part of this was real, right? Like, you listen to the stories now, you're just like, listen, say it out loud, right? And you're like, that's what we were afraid of back then. I was afraid of paying rent. Like, you know what? Like, we're gonna get to stay here. Like, let's be afraid of real stuff, right? Like, that's a story,
And
But,
I think that's part of like our culture where we have to hear that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's gonna keep your ass in line. Don't go over there. The fucking cuckoo's gonna grab your ass. And I was like, well, is he freaky or what? Because he can grab my ass all he wants right
which
now.
cucuy is it? Yes.
You would be the one to get phantom molested, bro.
Of course, I'll be like, please, dude. I'll be the first one to do that. He touched me.
Honestly, I think behind all the folklore, there's some reality to it. You know what I
always
mean?
is.
I think maybe like the whole fairies and leprechauns, all that stuff. Maybe at one time in the world, that stuff did exist. You know what I mean?
Just never know.
Yeah.
When you look at like the hieroglyphs that are on stones and things like that, right? And you see the pictures that were drawn. Some of those things look like spaceships. Some of those things look like Bigfoots.
Yep.
Some of those things look like aliens. Like you look at those things and they're hundreds, if not thousands of years old. So it's grounded in something, right? You know, the government said for a long time there's no such thing as UFOs, and now they're not called UFOs. They're called UAPs,
Yes.
right? Unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? And so they release these videos and they're giving it to us in little chunks.
Yeah.
I just hope by the time I'm 76 that they give us the big chunk and we get to see it one time, so I could be like,
I don't want to see Independence Day shit.
No.
Well, the world's millions of years old, dude. You know what I mean? And like before the Great Delusion, or if you read the Bible, the Nephilim and the giants and stuff, there was probably this was a magical world at one time, dude.
Right.
We lost connection with nature, I think, and there was other stuff that existed before us. You know?
And
Well, it became more industrial.
yes, and there's a whole part of our brain that we don't ever use. Like I'm sure you guys have all had deja vu, right? You walk into somewhere, you see someone, And just that feeling, right? It's that other side of your brain that's trying to tell you something, right? But I think we all have that gut feeling sometimes. Like, have you ever just like felt like something bad was going to happen? You're like, you know what? Maybe I'll wait just a little bit before I get in the car, or maybe I'm gonna go check on somebody because I just, or you call them and you're just like, hey man, I was just checking on you. Everything all right? There's a when they used to have phone books, there was about 16 pages of Jesse Garcias or Jesus Garcias in San Antonio. So every time one died and came out on the news, I would always get a call. Hey, are you still alive? I'm still here, brother. I'm still here. Don't worry about me. That's another Jesse Garcia.
Hold on, I got a call coming.
But
Hello?
the gut don't lie, dude. The gut don't lie. And your gut is you have two brains, dude. You have your brain here and you have your gut brain.
Yeah.
The gut completely operates apart from the brain, which is crazy, dude. If you think about it.
Really?
Yeah, your brain doesn't control your gut, dude. It's like its own organism mechanism, bro.
Well, I was telling you the story about that teacher I stayed afterwards to talk and help and all that. And I missed my flight. Well, that flight that I was going to get on wound up having some mechanical issues and wound up making an emergency landing and all that stuff. And I only knew because someone told me the story because they were on that flight. And I was like, there was a reason I said, you know what, let me sit. This is more important than that. And I just kind of had a weird feeling about that. And sure enough, didn't crash, but
It could have though.
You never know. They wound up being delayed and grounded and all this. So yeah, the gut does not lie.
Nah, I learned to, once you get that gut feeling, dude, like you get a bad feeling. It feels like almost feels like you gotta take a masa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes
So you're constipated, or it's really
no.
bad?
But when you get that feeling, like when you feel something's bad, but you feel like you have to take a masa, dude. I don't go against it no more. Every time I went against it, dude, it ended bad for me. You know what I
Bad
mean?
news.
I tell everybody, when I met my wife, like I just knew. I asked her to marry me on our first date, and we got together and been together for probably about 30 years now.
Your wife's badass, dude. My wife loves your wife.
Oh,
dude.
sweet, yeah.
Shout out to Dalia. Dalia,
Yeah,
you're the best.
She's badass, dude.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I just knew, that we went out that night, and so I used to run by, because I ran at Incarnate Word. I wound up walking onto the cross country team of all the sports, and so I stayed running after college. And it was an apartment that I lived right on Culebra. There was a little restaurant there. Shout out to Happy Guy if the owners are listening, but Happy Guy restaurant, little Chinese restaurant. And so I'd run by, and the lady would come out at night, the owner, and she would give me a box of combination rice. You run too much, Jesse. Here, you take rice, right? So I would take my rice and I go, eat that night because it was just a half mile from my house. And I took her out on our first date to that Happy Guy restaurant, and it was a family owned. So as soon as I walked in, the lady was like, "Oh, Jesse, you here with your girl?" And I was like, "Yes."
Why you gotta do it in Chinese voice, bro?
Yes, I was like, she's so sweet,
It's
super
authentic.
sweet lady.
It's authentic.
And so she tells the kids in the restaurant, because she had a son and a daughter. She's like, she just kind of twirls her finger, kicked everybody out, closed the restaurant down. We had a little candlelight
she made you
dinner.
look like a badass, dude.
She did. She had my
bro.
back, bro. And so my wife
Did
was
you
like,
invite her to the wedding?
I was like, no, man. She wound up moving. Mom went back to wherever she was, and the
okay.
kids took over the
Your
restaurant.
wife was impressed.
She was. She was like, man, Jesse's like,
I'll marry you
he's
tonight,
feeling it, bro. He's
What
like,
I want to know was your pickup line involved the weather, dude. Did it involve the weather,
yeah.
dude?
I was like, hey, I did say, I told her, I was like, hey, what are you doing for the next 50 years? And she said, and I was going to make a weather joke. And she was like, spending it with you. I was like, oh, she got me back. Bro. She didn't let me finish.
She's a
it,
keeper.
Man. I was like, oh, she just came right into it. So for 30 years, we've been on this journey. And we were talking about not getting it right. 14 years ago, my wife and I got divorced, and we're actually legally divorced. Shout out to my roots in the South Side, because I'm not the only one who's in that situation. Turn around and look at your girl right now. Exactly.
I've been 3 times.
Yes. And so we got divorced, but we got back together. And like, one of the biggest things I said, one, dating was horrible. Like, just trying to get out there and do things as an older person was not fun, right? And the other thing was like, I didn't want anyone to parent my kids besides me. And I was like, hey, we got to figure this out. And, big props to her. We kind of figured it out as we went along. But we had to be okay with the fact that we made a big mistake and we failed at our marriage initially. And then I don't quit. This is the guy who comes back after he takes a beating and sits on the bar stool again, right? I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't going to give up on it. So I came back and I was like, look, I know I love you and I know you love me. We don't have this right now, and we need to find it again. Because there's 3 kids over here who need us to figure this out, right? And so we did. We fell back in love, and all those things that happened. But it was tough, man. It was tough 14 years ago to be sitting there in an apartment with no furniture, starting my life all over again, just counting the time until I saw my kids. And so that struggle is real, man. And I think that there's a ton of people out there who would appreciate that, one, that I'm not married, right?
Yeah.
Legally. But I mean, that have gone through something like that, right? And it sucks, guys. If you've been fortunate not to have gone through that, it's hard, right? It's hard. The brain is a very lonely place when it's got time.
Oh, yeah.
I
couldn't
think
imagine splitting
pride
up right now,
takes
dude.
over the brain a lot.
Oh, man.
Pride's it's a son of a bitch, man, and I think it's ruined more relationships and marriages than it's helped.
Yeah.
Luckily, the people that made it work are the true testament what love is. But the ones that just stuck to their guns and said, nope, nope, I don't care. I think they really struggle and regret it. I know I regret a lot of things in my life, but you have to persevere. You have to push forward, you know. And I'm lucky and I'm blessed, you know, that I met my person, and Blanca's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I know it came late in life, but I know that we're meant for each other, and I can't wait for her to be on this side. Um, so I'm just waiting, you know. And long distance relationships are a motherfucker, but you know, we make it work. And you know, I tell her, I go, when you get here, you're gonna have like a whole line of people, kind of like a Goodfellas with Karen that meets the whole family. This is little Anthony, this is big Anthony.
Yes.
So I told her, I go, but the great thing is that people are willing, they want to meet you because you're part of me and you complete me. And they care that much about me that they want to see who makes me happy.
Right.
So you're set.
And likewise, my wife really enjoyed the time that we got to hang out with your wife and stuff and that. And you see that energy that they have, right? And there's a part of us, like, you know, we've talked about not having it every day, right? And there's some days when I don't have it and she's smiling and she's, you know, she doesn't think good when I was like, what? Stop it, you know.
Not today.
Not today, bro. But you know, it helps, right? It helps in that time when you're just not feeling in it, right? And I had a really bad day one day, and I just couldn't do it. You know, I got out of bed, and my body just didn't want to do it. You know, it didn't want to go be Jesse Garcia for 10 hours, right? And so I told my wife, I was like, hey, like, I can't, like, I just can't today, right? And I've never, I think, in my life done this. This was a couple years ago, and you know, I remember my wife just being really sweet and understanding the whole time, but also not understanding, right, what was going on. But she was so good about it, right? And so finally at the end of the day, she's like, you want to talk about it? And I was like, I don't even know how do I explain that I just couldn't do it. Like, I was just not capable of doing it that day. And I felt so defeated and weak. And so she was so good. And she, you know, she made my favorite food and, you know, took care of me, gave me back rub and all those things that spoiled guys get, you know, when we get to be that, right? And it's just kind of fills your heart, right? And I was like, if I didn't already know that she's the woman for me, I mean, like, there's times like that to remind you, yes, that is my person.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Because a lot of women were just like, oh, fuck him then, and I'm going to go do my thing. You know what I
suck
mean?
it up. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm going to Ross. See you later.
I'm going with the girls.
I'm taking the blue card.
Yeah. See, figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
There's some ramen in the fucking
Rub
pantry.
some dirt in it. Let's go. Come. So yeah, man, it's really tough, and that's why I appreciate the chance to get up here, because I've struggled with it a lot in my life, and it's just because of the way we were raised. My dad had depression, you know, my mom's gone through bouts of it. You know, my brothers had that as well too, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. You know, doctors give you medications. I refuse to take medications, right? So I'm gonna figure this out because, again, you know, I'm gonna figure it out, right? So what's best? What balances me out? You know, what are the things I need to do more of and do less of? Yes. I should probably drink a little less. Yeah, I think we could, everybody watching, yes, probably, you know, there's no solutions at the bottom of that bottle, but every now and then that bottle is the only thing that's going to get me 4 hours of sleep, right? And so do we make bad decisions? Yeah, we do make some bad decisions. I've made my share of them, right? I don't sleep very much at night. I may get 4 or 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky after I get up to go to the restroom 32 times because I'm 53 years old, right? So it adds up over time, right? And then you're tired. Then you got to go work out and you got to go do all these things, right? And just,
we're like a car. The odometer, it's running out. You're like, shit, I want to go back.
I was like, reset it. You can't.
I wish you could. I mean, I was like you, you know, I'm not a big fan of pain pills. I don't like all that Oxycontin. I don't like none of that hard shit. It gives me nausea. But I went through my depression, my real bad bout with depression. He was the only one that checked on me. Only one. And daily. Like, hey, bro, you good? You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I was real short. And that's what he knew, because I was real short. Normally, I'd talk up your ear up, and then I was like, yeah, I'm good, bro. I'll talk to you later.
You could tell, James. You could tell.
Yeah, a
Not
little bit. Yeah, for sure.
And I would talk to my neurologist, and she's like, hey, I'm going to prescribe you some, because I wasn't sleeping either. I'm going to prescribe you some antidepressants. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to take that. She's like, try it. Just try it. You don't like it, stop taking them. And I started with 2, and I would start getting sleep. And then she's like, bump it up to 3. Just trust me. So I started getting my sleep, and I started getting a new outlook.
Okay.
And then at work, they're like, dude, you're a totally different person now. Before you come in like Eeyore, like, hey, guys. And then I started getting that spark back. And then, again, like I said, he would check on me. And then he was also like, hey, let's do a podcast. I was like, no, I'm not in a good place. Like, I don't feel like it. I'm good. Let me think about it. I'll just find every fucking excuse known to man, giving it to him. And he didn't give up on me. And I thank you for that. And I told you many times, thank you for that. And one day we just said, fuck it, let's do it. And I thank God for the neurologist that prescribed that for me. And I actually listened to her, and I took them. I'm still on them right now. But what I figured out was I kept going to sleep early, like too early, like 6 o'clock. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I found out that they prescribed the same antidepressant to older people to get better sleep.
Oh,
So I would take them in the morning. So by 6 o'clock, I was like,
you're done.
I'm so tired. But then I figured it out. So now I stopped taking them. Now I'm like, okay, I'm staying up till 10. So that's late for me. That's late for me. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And I'll get a good night's sleep other than waking up and pissing every other hour.
I hear you, man. I run laps so the restroom's away. There's there's a restroom in our master bedroom, right? And so Sasquatchy that I am, there's 2 doors that you go through, right? I'm too squatchy. It's dark. I hit the door. I break the
wake up
door. So I
everybody.
just go to the other restroom that is clear across the other side of the house.
With your eyes
So
closed?
it's the whole like walking, hoping the cats don't get in the way, right? You know, like go to the restroom. And then unfortunately, I put my hand on the wall because I got to lean. And so there's like a hand stain.
Get the hand
Yes.
print all over.
My wife's like, when are you going to repaint that restroom? I was like, hey, man, that's where I leaned. I'm sorry. I got to lean, bro.
Fix
I
and
can't
go,
see.
fix and go.
That's right.
They so mint for
3.
that. Good thing you're not plugging it. I'm glad.
So, but I was gonna say, like, as we're sitting here doing this, the worst people at following advice are people who give advice, right? And so I often find myself giving people, and I don't like to give advice. I don't like to tell people you should X, Y, or Z, right? Because I am terrible about following my own advice.
Oh, yeah.
So as I'm sitting here with you guys, like, I mean, we've shared that we don't sleep, we pee too much. We definitely got some depression issues, right? We've got some dependency issues on some other things. Like, these are all things that it makes me feel better to be able to share that with you because this is the real me, right?
Yeah,
and so sometimes this guy's got it and sometimes he's on and sometimes he's not. And when he's not, right? And so it's okay to fail, right? And so even just sitting here doing this has been therapeutic for me just because I'm often the one giving that advice to folks, but not always following that advice,
Yeah.
right? And so, it hits different for everyone, but for me, I appreciate the opportunity to be here again just because it's been great to just chum it up, right? And just kind of talk about even the nonsensicals that we're talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. For that,
Like,
the
that's the
nonsensical
best part.
stuff
That's
is
the
fun
best
as hell,
stuff.
dude.
Yes,
Well,
hell yeah.
it's the non-scripted, the best stuff that like just stop the top of your dome and you're like,
Talking about Bigfoot, dude, is the best shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
no, don't, please.
Have you heard about
Oh shit.
the holographic universe, bro?
I have the multiverse. Yeah, man.
I feel a part 2 coming on.
This is definitely, we're gonna have to save that one for another
Yeah,
session.
No, we're gonna do one of
We
just
do.
all crazy shit.
Oh, we should just do a conspiracy one. Just come here and get into it. Dude.
I'll be
right
off
to
that
it.
day.
Coming.
La 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 la.
we start talking. He brings up. It's funny because he'll bring up the subjects with me, dude, and then we get into it, and he's like, he
Okay,
slowly
that's
starts
enough,
backing away,
right?
dude.
I'm like,
I-
step away from the.
I see it just go like that, like he just shuts off. I'm like, okay.
And then
I'm
you
like-
go check his history and you see all the Googling he's been doing.
And-
And it's
and-
all on that stuff, right?
He gets real quiet, and then I have to comment like, "Hey, bro, we good? You all right?" And I went a little too deep, bro. Sorry, dude.
It was funny because we had a political discourse.
Ah.
We always do every week, it seems. I couldn't answer because I was fighting with the people at the pharmacy, and I meant to push decline, send a message like I can't talk right now. I'll call you later. And I answered it. And I'm like, shit. And I'm all talking to the girl, and I hang up, and he leaves a message. Hey, bro, you're not mad about what we talked about yesterday, right?
You have to check. You have to
Yeah.
check.
He's like, we're good, right? I'm like, no, dude, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't talk. I didn't mean to answer the phone. And we're good. Believe me, we're fine.
We had a little bit of a heated political discussion, so it was like, all right, I just want to make sure we're good, you know.
But I think it's good to have that because we can both be on different ends. And at the end of the day, like we did growing up, and that's the problem with right now. Everybody hates each other.
Oh, yeah.
There's
a
no,
lot of that out there.
I think we touched the subject when you brought up Charlie Kirk that one time.
Yeah.
And we've lost civility as a nation everywhere. And people disrespect each other so bad, whether it's to the right or the left or the middle. It's horrible now.
Right.
And they can't disseminate from that where you're like, it's a good word, man. Disseminate.
Ooh.
I have
See,
to-
your big brain's rubbing off on him, dude.
I get 100 on the ACT pre-test. So I think people, they don't understand that it's just a difference of opinion and you move on. And they like, I hate your family and your next of kin. And dude,
Well, we're allowed to have different thoughts, dude.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
We always had that.
We can agree to disagree.
I don't hate you, nothing. I just
person.
don't agree with you. I have different.
The founding
I have different
fathers
experiences.
had difference of opinion.
Well, we cannot think alike. We all have different experiences, dude.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
You imagine how boring it would be if we all agree with everything and
I
there's
know,
only,
dude.
you're like,
We were talking about our wives. I didn't want to date a Jesse Garcia. I wanted her to be the complete opposite of that. I barely like me sometimes. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't need to see that guy every day too. Like, and so my wife is the complete opposite. And so it helps balance us out, right?
Yeah.
Because we are so different sometimes. And I think your wife's a little more outgoing than
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are, you
she's-
could say,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I am too. My wife is not as much. But, when we put it all together, we,
It
we're
works.
in that. It works,
Yeah.
man. It works. And it has to work, right? Because we're different in that sense, and that different is good
Yeah.
in that
But
case.
you have to have something that pulls you out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
And being different, you're never gonna be completely comfortable with being somebody different that challenges you. You know what I mean?
And I listen to young people, like when they ask, they're like, "Well, how did you know? Like, how did you know that was going to be like the one or something?" Like, because my son, I think, is getting pretty close to getting married here soon, and I always tell everybody the same thing. I was like, okay, one, I couldn't imagine my life without it, right? And two, I saw those other qualities that I was hoping I could have, but I
Yeah.
don't have. And I was like, that's what I need, someone who's not this all the time and can be that, because then we can do stuff together, right? And so got lucky, right? And
Yeah.
we got lucky. We all have someone in our life who helps us balance ourselves out, right? And we don't say it enough to you ladies out there. We do love y'all. We don't always say, I'm here, right? Yes, we love y'all.
That's
not
the
way to say it,
worst.
I'm here.
I'm here, all
I
right.
haven't left you, have I? Shit.
Where am I going? Where you want me to go?
Pull up Chase. I made the payment for the house.
You're the one with all the money, right?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, again, guys, and I see my wife's calling me over here. Speaking of the wife, it's like I had that ringer on for tan. I was like,
The Darth Vader would. I had that shit too, dude. It's a joke. I think they get a little upset, but they laugh it off.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
they laugh, but at the same time, I see her sharpening that knife in
Yeah.
the kitchen. She's like,
No, they
"Masa,
laugh because they're like, you haven't heard yours.
That's right. I was like, you know what? When I get home, I'm gonna call her. But yeah, man. Once again, guys, I just want to say thanks, man. I appreciate coming on. Love to come on anytime. Always. We'll do some weather
Bro, you're
forecast.
Yeah, we
always
gotta do some
welcome,
weather
man.
forecast,
Yeah,
dude.
we'll do some weather
Well,
forecast.
we
Even
gotta
when-
wait for some extreme
Hey,
shit to happen.
not even when it's good weather. We'd like to have
Okay.
like a forecast,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Like,
we could do that. We
Shit,
could-
you could have just said it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll do one
That'd be
for
funny
next
still, dude.
week's next Friday, right? Where
Yeah.
we're gonna have the
This
watch
Friday,
party.
this
This
Friday.
Friday. This Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Okay.
Y'all are going, right?
You guys going? Your
We'll
wife
be
going
there.
too?
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
We'll do the Masa forecast for the evening so people can come out. It's gonna be at Gary's place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Hunter's Corner.
Hunter's Corner.
This video will be out before then, so March 6th, Friday,
Come join us.
starting at 7. I'll be there early because I'm an early. I arrive early, stay late.
Put some pressure on me on that one.
But-
huh?
Yeah, at
But-
least just came right
Put some
out with it.
pressure on me.
But it's good, even if it comes out the 5th, it's the day before. So be watching out for the Spurs watch party. We will be there at Hunter's Corner on Quintana Road. Lots of bar tab giveaways, Spurs swag giveaways. Great time. You get to meet great people. And then if you haven't met them, you're gonna meet them. You'll meet James and I. If you haven't met us yet, you'll meet Jesse as well. Coach Durbin and his wonderful staff at the bar. And it'll be a great game. It'll be against the Kawhi Clippers. So get ready to bring your Spurs gear and get ready for Que Pasa con la Masa.
Hold on, what did you call him?
Kawhi Clippers.
Kawhi? What's
He
that?
plays for the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
He used to be a former
Oh,
Spurs.
okay, I was like,
He's the second most hated person.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
in San
okay.
Antonio. You can't say his name. Nobody
All right.
names their kid Kawhi here.
Yeah.
No.
No,
That's a weird name to name your kid.
It
anyways,
is, right?
dude.
So
especially
yeah,
if you
man.
ride with Suburban or what is it, Blazer? What is it?
Blazer. Yeah.
Something like that.
So
But
I
yeah.
am looking forward to seeing folks on next Friday night. So hopefully you guys will be coming
Oh,
out.
we
Yeah,
had
you have a lot
we had
more
a blast
people.
on the last one. Dude.
We did.
You
We
guys
had a good
left
day.
just in time because a little bit after you left,
We don't
my
wanna
old
talk
lady-
about that.
My old lady got all the drinks you guys were giving her.
Yep.
Hit her. Yeah, and I blame you guys because
It
you
was
guys,
us. It was our fault.
Your wife kept
My
giving
wife.
her drinks,
Yeah, she
dude.
did.
I'm
She
like,
did.
oh.
I'm trying to get him to shut up, Claudia, and he doesn't. I am not responsible for this point forward. So,
So this one, she's gonna be on probation if she goes,
Okay,
dude.
got you.
She's on probation.
Yeah.
buy her less.
We'll take it easy.
Take it easy. No, but for real, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
Always
You know,
is.
I love you very much, bro. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for
appreciate
being
it.
here, man. Before we leave, guys, if you ever feel like you need to talk to someone, call me at any time. 210-836-5028. That is my direct line. That is the bet line. That is also the party line. It depends.
Oh,
But 210-836-5028. Call me if you need to talk, unload, vent, whatever you want to do. I'm there for you guys anytime.
you can message me, and then after we get to know each other, then I'll give you the number.
Then he'll get the number.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Or
I'm,
if you- or if you
I'm
need
hard to
remodel-
get, bro.
Or if you need a remodel or
Yeah, fix and go.
Fix it, go.
All right, good.
any last words?
Just like we said, guys, I think we said 3 things we want you guys to remember. Mental health for you guys to keep up with yourself. It's perfectly okay to be imperfect. It's important that you share those feelings with someone, your significant other, friend, family, whatever. And then the last thing, find something for you. Something for you to do that is your escape from all of this other madness that we call our lives in our everyday. Find something else. keep yourself busy. And like Hector said, if you guys ever need anything, just let us know. He knows how to get in touch with me, and always be happy to help, listen, or give you a solution to your problem, even though I don't like handing them out. So we can do that.
Awesome.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
With that being said,
late.
deuces.